All right, can you guys hear me okay? Welcome to tonight's stream. How are you guys doing? I'm gonna pull up the chat here so I can see what you guys are saying. Welcome. Go ahead and throw a 1 in if you guys can hear me okay. I'm also gonna get a mic. I'm gonna get mic'd up too. Let's see if we can get this to work tonight. All right, guys. Unfortunately, Nick is not able to join today, but we are going to have SPB, Sean, Bernard, Paul coming back in. He was here the other day with Nick when I was out. And anyway, we're going to see if we can make this work okay. All right, I got a 1, so that was working. Okay, give me a 2 if the microphone's working, if you guys can hear the microphone okay. I want to make sure that's working too. All right, we got a 2, so it is working. Okay, great. Okay, so we got a cool show today. First off, I'm going to caveat it. We have a guest that'll be coming in just a minute, so he'll join me here in a minute. I've been talking to Nick. A lot of what we talk about is coins, right? The second thing we talk about on this channel is stacking. Okay, so a lot of what we're trying to talk about is coins, about stacking. How do we do these things? Why do we do these things? What are some of the best ways to do it? Well, one of the things I recommend before you get too heavy in stacking gold and silver is to stack some food. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about Black Friday. We're going to talk a little bit about Appmax. I just put a video out today on that. I'm already starting to ruffle feathers, which is what I expected to do with a video about Appmax. But we're going to talk about that a little bit today too. And then we're going to be talking about food storage, all right? Emergency food storage. And I've got a few other items I'm going to show you guys too that I think you guys are going to like, and probably some of the stuff you guys have in your houses already. And then if you guys are up for it, I wanted to show you how fast and easy it is to pack food that will last 30 years. And you can do it on a very inexpensive budget. And then what I will do is after this video is saved into YouTube, I'll go ahead back and put some more links into it. And we'll add links to a handful of things on Amazon. I'll also add links to a couple of my favorite places where you can go get this food. So there's some great places you guys can get that. So yeah, I'm going to go through the comments here. We'll hit this real quick with you guys too. So anyway, I want to thank Knox for coming out. West Texas Stacker in the house. Amy Harrell, welcome. OC Stacker, welcome. And Seymour, welcome. Thank you. And we've got Magnum Pap in here too. So Magnum, I am going to be heading over to Drew Brophy's on Friday. So send me an email on which painting, a picture of it from the site that you have interest in trying to get signed. I'll see what I can do on Friday. But I'm going to be doing a cool video with Drew. There's something special in this box that came from a specific company that puts things in plastic. Okay, so you guys are going to have to wait around to see that one, but I think you know what that is. But that's going to be fun. I don't think it's something Drew understands or knows very well, so that's going to be fun to kind of introduce him to it too. Nick, welcome. So Nick is going to join us from the chat today, and she's going to be an awesome mod for us as well. She's got some family around that she needs to take care of, and not able to do the live stream right now. Craig, welcome. Thank you. And if someone could go check too, I'm curious to see if this is streaming live on Nick's channel as well. We're trying something different so that I can get some multiple cameras today to make it a little easier to show the food stuff. So if someone could leave me a comment in there that, yes, this is streaming on Nick's channel. I'm curious to see if the tech is working that way. Amy mentions food stacking and water. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to show you guys outside, but water is more important than food. Okay, I think everybody knows that. You can maybe get up to 3 days without any water without having major issues. Some people will go on water fasts that are longer than that. I don't recommend that. You start causing issues with your organs. But you need water first. So today we're not going to focus on water. Yes, that is the primary thing you've got to do first. The main thing I will tell you is I am in the process of getting a few new water filters coming in. And so when the time's right, I'm going to show you guys the kind of filters I use, as well as my wife's coming down the stairs seeing the whole operation. I got set up behind me. All right, we got a guest coming in here. Let's see. Oh, I got to let you in here. Okay. Boom. Here we go.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Hopefully there's no echo on my side, is there?
Yeah, if there's an echo, if you guys could put echo in the chat. If not, do not put echo. So water storage, Sean, is going to be a huge thing. I just don't have all my stuff together. I've got something that's going to be coming on Friday. So I'll probably do another video next week. I don't know if we'll do another live stream or not, but I'll do another video that talks about some of the water stuff. And we'll make sure that's getting, we'll make sure that that is something we cover as well. But water storage is huge. Food storage is huge too, guys. If we get into a crazy situation like an SHTF, I live in Southern California. Where I live, I have an ocean and I have 2 skinny corridors to go through. I can't go east, I can't go west. And so for me, if I have a massive earthquake here that knocks down overpasses and nothing can get in here, I got to have my own food or I'm going to have a problem, right? And I don't want to have to go down to Walmart as soon as an earthquake happens to raid it with everybody else. That's dangerous. You don't want to be doing that stuff. So, for most of us, I think a lot of us are kind of in that stacker prepper type mode. So most of us probably have some food storage. So a lot of what I'm going to show today may not be brand new to you guys. It may be a new way of looking at it, or it may be some other brands you haven't thought of. Or it may be, hey, I didn't know I could make my own stuff. So we're going to kind of cover that today too. And then Sean, we'll talk a little bit about Appmax and Black Friday too from my video earlier. We're going to hit that.
Cool.
And then I think the other thing is just what are some of the situations that can come up where you would need some of this stuff and how can you use it? We've talked about silver barter. I know you've done it. I've done it. Polly Buck has done it. And a handful of other people have done it too. You can also barter with water and you can barter with food. And I would argue that you will probably be doing those things first before you're bartering with silver.
Correct.
Unless you want to accumulate silver and you have a ton of food, then I think you could get a really good opportunity for that. My little guy just snuck over here. Wanted to say hi real quick.
Say hi. Yay, so the fluffy.
Look at this
so
beast.
Cute.
Say hi to everybody.
Doggy. He's so like 1/10 the size of my dog.
We got a scare this week. So you guys, the reason I wasn't on last Tuesday, my son got T-boned in Los Angeles, West LA, almost 2 hours away from my house.
Yeah,
and we had to deal with that. He's okay. I've had him x-rayed. I've had him checked out, so he's all good. But the problem we ran into is his car is in really bad shape. I'm not sure if it's totaled or if it's just going to take some time to fix it. And then a few days later, we get blood tests back from the vet telling me my dog's got a couple weeks to go, that he's having organ failure.
Wait, are you serious, dude?
Well, that's what he told me. Now, my dog was not eating. He was not drinking. He was vomiting. He was really sick. He wasn't moving. And he stopped taking some pills. And as soon as he stopped taking the pills, he is now perked up. He's running around, and he's eating again. So I'm hoping we've got more time with him, and maybe the medication he was on was messing him up more. So
okay. I'll behave.
I know what you want to say.
I'll behave.
All right, so Sean, I want to hit you can't see the chat from where you're at, right? Do you have another screen up?
Actually, I can. This is a cool setup, actually. You got you above there and got me below here and the whole chat. And I guess maybe quickly say hi to the chat. Everybody's here. Nick, Victor, Amy, Celtic Knot, Craig Shelby, Knox Stacker, Check Stacker, all the stackers, everyone's here. And I guess if you want to quickly quickly tell the 14 people who are here, just explain why my ugly mug is here, not the beautiful princess. And I guess she too, had a fortunate family. It just seems like everyone's having family accidents, and then when duty calls, SPP is there, and so
you are our fill-in. Well,
wondering what's going on. So
you are our fill-in, and we love it when you come out and you come on our videos. I have another video with Sean too. If you go to the
history part of your
what's it called when you put a bunch of videos together? It's been a long day for me.
Your oh yeah, what's it called? The thing on YouTube with the videos, says videos and stuff.
I don't know, guys. I went to bed at 2
Yeah.
this morning, so if I'm a little bit loopy,
Yeah,
don't
you
get
and I are both on like no sleep at all. We've been doing a lot of stuff recently, and I just
yeah.
finished up, and I bought one more, dude, because I wanted to even I bought another one.
Oh,
What
I
did I
love
just
it.
do? This will be
Okay, so
60,
can you
65
show us
hours.
any of that today? Do you have any of those potted?
Unfortunately, right now, in the if you look at your Google whatever radar, SMADAR, scratch sniff, whatever you have on your screen, and you go to the eastern seaboard of the Anne Arundel County, Maryland, you will see that the entire radar is nothing but dark green, light green, 50 shades of green, a little bit of red, yellow. It's raining cats and dogs, horses and chickens, and all of Old Man Yeller's farm is out there right now, bouncing around until 3 in the morning. So, fortunately, no pots can be seen, but I
So
will be
we'll
posting
have to do
videos.
that on another show.
Yeah.
Another one I would love to do with you, Sean, too, and to have you come on is to show that, if anybody does gardening, that's also another thing too. Part of prepping or stacking can be having food storage too. Not just food storage, you guys, but also gardening, make your own stuff. Celtic Knot brings up a good comment. So he brought up a good comment earlier on his thoughts on the Appmax thing. So we're going to hit that in a little bit. But, he's also got a good point here, too. Tidal waves, guys, can happen, too. So it can happen on the West Coast and it can happen on the East Coast. So what I'll tell you is...
Something happened up in Missouri the other day, too, apparently. There was some, I don't know, some comment or something that left some, like, loud sonic boom. I think it was, like, the Missouri area a couple of days ago. But apparently the American Meteor Association, whatever that tracks all that stuff, didn't say there was one, and they're pretty spot on. So, yeah, a lot of crazy stuff happening, but we won't need to go into that sector.
You can. So the main thing I'm going to tell you guys is this. You cannot plan for every scenario. You can't plan for everything that's going to happen out there. And so for that reason, one of my mentors is Yankee Stacking. He does not have 100% of all of his money and wealth in gold and silver. Okay, I think he's publicly stated it's around 20%. So when he stacks, he's also not planning on flipping. He's not a flipper stacker, right? He's not doing it as a business. He's doing it.
Metals.
Yeah, exactly. So for him, he's just storing the metals, right? For savings and for maybe a rainy day, SHTF, or to pass to his family. If you guys are stacking too heavily in metals and you don't have food storage or water, we're going to talk about that today, right? We'll talk about the water another day. I recommend slowing down your silver and gold stacking and starting to get food. If you are really heavy in food and you don't have any silver or gold, I think that's something you should definitely look at too. But you can't plan for every scenario, but you can plan for a lot of them. So for example, I'm going to show you guys some bags I have. One of them is what I would call a bug out bag, and the other one's what I would call more of a 72-hour kit that I would put in the back of a car. So for me in California, I don't know why it's like this, but it seems like I've got to drive 35 to 40 minutes to do anything. Even though I live in a city of 60,000 people and I live in a county of 3 million people, it's like everything I need to do is on the other side of town always. Sometimes I'm in San Diego, sometimes I'm in Los Angeles. If I'm in those places and a natural disaster happens, I'm going to be very happy that I have some kind of resources in my car that can get me through the next 2 to 3 days until the Red Cross shows up or some other organization. So I am going to talk about that briefly today. We're not going to get into that. That'll be on a future thing. No, this is not a prepping channel. We're not going to be going heavily into prepping. You can go and look and see how many videos we've done in gold and silver to one video about emergency preparing and food. If you guys want more of this, playlist, that was the word we're looking for, Sean. Playlist.
There it is. Playlist.
So if you want a playlist on, food storage, water storage, backup energy, power, tents, what kind of things can you get to prepare your family? Let me know. I'll put together an entire playlist on that. And if you want to do some live streams to ask questions, we'll do that as well. So anyway, so Celtic Knot brings up tidal waves. You can't plan for everything. Look, if a tidal wave hits, I'm probably okay because I'm not at sea level where I live. But I could still get wiped out if it's like a meteor or a comet hits the ocean. I'm going to probably get wiped out. And that's okay. I get wiped out. I go to a better place than here, guys. So I'm not too worried about that. What I'm more worried about is having some kind of disaster happen, still living, and needing to figure out how to make it by and take care of my family. If it happens to be a sudden tsunami or a nuclear bomb goes off, oh well. You know, that stuff can, well, I can't say it can happen. It hasn't really happened, but it's hypothetical. So we're not going to worry too much about that. But let me see if there's any other comments in here, Sean, before I hit Black Friday real quick, and then we're going to dig into the food.
Propane tanks are crucial. I think that's a good source of heat too.
You guys, it can be huge too, the propane tank stuff. Yeah, for sure. So the other thing I'll throw in, first off, let me see if anybody went over to Nick's. Is Nick's channel running this right now? I don't know. I am curious to see if it is.
Hopefully it
Sean,
is.
Tell people what your channel is real quick. I'm going to poke in here real quick and look.
It's Sean's Precious Bullion. It's SHAWN''S and the word precious. And usually people get this last word wrong. It's Bullion spelled BULLYON. People are like, why do you spell it wrong? It's the combination of my pit bull, one of being a bulldog or pit bully, bully dog, and bullion. So it was my little clever way of kind of putting my dog and bullion together. So Sean's Precious Bullion. It's I think I have under 100 subs right now. I've started the channel, I think, like a year or so ago. I just kind of haven't really gone nothing much with it. I've been busy with more of instead of telling everybody what I've been doing, I've been doing. Yeah. So now that I've got the time to join you guys, I can now tell everybody like what I've been doing. And people are like, I haven't seen you in a while, I haven't heard from you in a while. Hey, you stopped coming around here. I haven't seen you. It's like, because been the grasshopper and the ant. I've been the busy ant. I'm not over here with the fiddle and the world owes me a lemon. I'm gonna sit back in Netflix and chill. Now I'm time to get serious, people. But anyway, I'm not. It's not doom and gloom like everybody wants to say. It's more of like look, okay, to keep it real without going off the rails because it's your channel. Like, raise a hand. I know everybody can't see everybody, but raise your hand if you have car insurance. I guarantee everybody here right now is raising their hand unless they're driving.
And I'm hoping it works. I'm going to find out real soon.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. All right, next. Okay, I'm pretty sure most of us raise your hand if you have like health insurance or some form of like health insurance where you take care of yourself, right? Okay. All right. You don't need to raise your hand on this one because there's life insurance that's out there because we don't know what's going to happen. But what I'm getting at is like I'm pretty sure your son really didn't want to get into a car accident that night and have you come get him 2 hours later, right? I don't think anybody here in this chat really wants to like purposely like, you know what? I hate my job. I hate this asshole who's cut me off. I'm just gonna just ram my car into him getting an accident, right? I don't think anybody planned to get in an accident, but we all have it. Yeah, I get it, it's mandatory, whatever, but we have it in case like you get in a car accident, you're not wiped out financially with medical bills and car repair bills. Insurance there. Like a good neighbor, J.K. Simmons is there with the rest of Flo and Affleck and they got the Emu and is it the Doug from Emu and those guys and stuff. And anyway, and no one wants to get sick. Everyone hates getting sick, but you have health insurance, so like if you do go to the doctor, you're not paying a $3,000 bill by the time you're healthy. So I guess what I'm getting at is more of like it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. We all have insurances for a reason. It's a peace of mind. It's like in case stuff happens.
I think it's true. And so Sean, you got like wealth insurance is gold to me. Silver is really. Yeah, sorry, you were stuttering there for a second. The video.
Sorry.
So real quick too, Nick, if you want to jump into your stream and let anybody know that we're over here, it doesn't look like it's going live on yours, so we'll have to get a copy of this, and so you can upload it afterwards over to your channel. So we'll do that.
Cool.
Same, Sean, if you want to. Yeah, so we'll do that too. Okay, guys. So real quick, what I want to just hit, I'm going to hit Black Friday and Appmax, and then we're going to move over to showing you guys some of the food stuff. So hopefully I can get my other camera working. Sorry, you saw a few little screens come up. I'm trying to make sure that's going to work for us. But what I wanted to tell you guys, I did put a video out on it today on Appmax. I think some people just didn't even watch it, but I think it's valuable to watch. I do not have an affiliate with Appmax. Maybe that'll happen down the road. I'm not getting paid from them, any of that stuff. What I will tell you is I do have an Appmax credit card. I do have a One Gold credit card. Those are both companies owned by Appmax. One Gold is owned by Sprott and Appmax, and it's basically a way for you to vault gold or silver or platinum. And oftentimes they have spot deals, so you can get gold and silver and platinum at spot deals, which is great. And then after 3 months, you can convert it over to physical gold at the best bulk price for Appmax. So if you wanted to buy silver eagles, or you wanted to buy, silver rounds like buffaloes, whatever the 500 or over 500, like 501, number of round purchases, that's the price you get when you do it. So there are some benefits to potentially doing that. What I also like about it is it's very liquid. It's something that you can pull in and out of the account. So it is another way to be your own bank. A lot of you guys aren't going to want to deal with that. It's not physical. It's not, you don't hold, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. I get it. But for those of you that may be thinking that's a good option, that is something you can do for sure. As far as Appmax goes, yes, I agree. A lot of times Appmax is going to be more expensive. I particularly do not buy silver rounds. I don't buy things like gold eagles there. I don't buy gold buffaloes there, or maple leafs for the most part, unless there's a sale and their price happens to be lower than other sites. I always recommend shopping around first before you pull the trigger on anything. A lot of you guys are going to like Hero Bullion, or I'm forgetting the other B name that was brought up last night. But you may go to your favorite place. A lot of people go to SD Bullion. That's okay. What I like about Appmax, though, is Appmax has some really cool coins that the only other place you're going to find them is on a YouTube channel auction, or in my experience, or on eBay. And oftentimes you can get it cheaper at Appmax than you can on a YouTube auction. Okay, just to point out, if you guys are doing those auctions, one recommendation is to have eBay up as well as Appmax up, just so you can see how the price is going. I still prefer to buy them from an online YouTube auction to support the channel person, as well as I don't have to pay sales tax. I'm going to have to pay sales tax on either of those two sites. And then oftentimes I'm going to have to pay shipping for every little item that I have. Or I have to get to a $200 limit, whereas I can go on an auction, buy one coin, and I can wallet it and pay for shipping once a month. So I do think there's some big benefits to that. But as far as Appmax goes, oftentimes you can find some really cool coins that you weren't looking for before. If you're a reseller or you want to get into reselling and selling at a coin show, or on your own channel, or on eBay, you have the ability to bulk up and buy. I bought a bunch of the Black Flag. I'm forgetting the name of the last one that came out, but the Black Flag series pirate coins. So they are coins. Rising Sun, I think. I think it was Rising Sun. So buying that one, what was nice about that is I was able to buy a whole tube of them, and I paid in like the low 30s, and I've been selling them at about $44 to $50 a piece on eBay. I'm not getting rich off of that, but I am making money, and it's building my eBay stats of how many sales I've had and how many great reviews I've had, five-star reviews. Correct. That's another thing you can do with Appmax. The last thing I'll tell you guys is with Appmax, as far as the coins go, I have found great deals on Black Friday. Someone in the comments on that video from today said even on Black Friday they're too expensive. I bought platinum and I bought gold last year at spot. I don't know how you get much cheaper than spot. Now, it is true that if you look at Appmax versus Kitco, they tend to be a little bit higher on their spot price. That's also true when they go to buy from you. They use their spot price, not Kitco's spot price when they buy it from you. But okay, so maybe we're talking like $5, $10 at the most. maybe 15. It's not that big of a spread. If you're buying at spot, you're pretty much buying at spot. So if Appmax is offering stuff at spot, I don't know why you wouldn't take them up on it. Some people have an aversion to it, but that's what I'm looking for on Friday is, do they have any spot deals that I can pick up first? And then second, I'm going to look for certain coins that I want to compete a collection for, or something else that's crazy. And the last thing I'll say is, and I'll show you guys this real quick.
Show and tell. I love it.
So you can also get these Bullion cards. Okay, so first thing I'm going to tell you guys is I don't like debit cards. Like Dave Ramsey will tell you to do debit cards. I don't like debit cards because they're skimmer devices at gas stations. And if they skim, they will take your money from your bank account and you will not get it back. The bank will not insure that.
Absolutely.
Credit card, it's insured. Now, the problem with credit cards is you have to have discipline to pay the thing off every month, or you're going to start paying stupid, crazy high interest rates on it. So if you are someone that cannot handle paying it off every month, either it's too, and I did one of my very first videos, I think it was 18.5% more spending when you use a credit card than when you use cash. So yes, we do spend more when we use them. So you got to be careful with it. If you're not disciplined on it, don't get the credit cards. It's unless you have to make a couple of yeah. But the last thing I'll say on this is these usually run at about a 3.2% additional fee for using the credit card at Appmax. And then what happens is you get 4% back. Oftentimes they run 5% back deals where you get credits and you can use those credits dollar for dollar to buy silver, gold, platinum, whatever else you want to buy on Appmax, plastic cases, whatever. And on Black Friday, they're going to be running 5% on everything site-wide, and then a lot of items are going to have 10%. So I think it's a way to get free silver. And then you'd have to look back at my video today, but I can't remember how much you have to spend and how many points you get, but it's something like $150, $200 that you get in free silver or gold, or whatever you want to buy, when you spend a certain amount of money right off the bat. So with that said, I think at the very least, why not open a card if you can, and you've got the discipline, get the free stuff, use it on Black Friday, use it on sales that come up, and put it in your drawer the rest of the time. That's what I do with it. So that's just a thought. You guys don't have to do it, but I thought I would share that information because it's another way to grow your stack. I don't know, Sean, what are your thoughts on Appmax? Do you ever go there or do you hate them?
Well, I try not to hate anything. That's supposed to be just the whole thing. Appmax itself, I mean, all right, I'll behave. You know me, I'm not the one to sugarcoat anything.
Yeah, definitely.
Appmax is the largest, let's just keep it real, largest bullion deal in the entire world. Okay? When you're large as anything in the world, there's a certain, how should I say, a customary way of doing things at that level where what are you going to do? Okay, right? So at that point, what I mean by that is like they have the clout, they have the stash, the money, the whatever. You know, you're going to buy from us basically. That they got us. This is why they're putting out every week. There's some stupid round of some character that they're bringing back from 30, 40 years ago, some new character. It's always some, and they haven't, in my opinion, done anything really good in a long time. Great, they do have the exclusive stuff. They got like you said, you mentioned the Black Flag series, in my opinion, probably the best thing that came out of that place, in my opinion. Marvel coins are cool and stuff, don't get me wrong, but Black Flag, as far as the design and what the series goes, and I still believe they're going to make more. Don't give up, people. As far as buying from them, I have spent a lot of money. I won't say how much, but it is in the 5 figures range over the course of my time doing this adventure of stacking. I like them, and I will primarily buy them, like you said, for the deals on like collectible coins, or like, for instance, if there's a limited mintage of something coming out where either like the Muslim community says, hey, they're about to mint this, like, I don't know, X-Men coin with this dude's character on it, whatever, and they only made 5,000 of them, we're going to rush to it. Or, for instance, like I didn't buy it off the Appmax, but here's one of the I wish I would have bought more.
Yeah, that
They only
one's
made 4,999 of these 5-ounce stuff on the SD guys, and they sold out, whatever. But those type of coins are known to be sold at the ATMX. So it's great that they have them there, but at the same time, it's we're kind of locked into it. As far as shopping there, I think it's people should be able to shop wherever they want, but like you said, if it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for collectibles, in my opinion, it's the best place to go, hands down. I don't care what anybody says. Besides the New Zealand mint and who's actually making it, as far as a standalone place that sells mint, smells bullion, that's in my opinion is the best for collectibles. As far as stacking goes, like your weight for your dollar, absolute worst. It's like compared to my Philadelphia Eagles. Like we are the number one against the run. No team can run on us at all, except for what happened this past game with Kansas City. But we get thrown on the most. It's the same thing with Appmax. You want the best collectibles, you're going to go to Appmax. You want to get the most bang for your buck, you're going to stay clear away, unless, like you said, you're going there Black Friday and go look for some like extraneous, off the wall, lightning in the bottle, get gold at the spot, because that is like seeing the unicorn in the middle of the woods when you're out camping with your best friend. It doesn't happen. And so when it happens, you want to jump on it. It doesn't matter if you doesn't like them or not. Like what have they done to you? Okay, if you spent more money for them, that's on you. But if they're offering a gold at the spot, I'm gonna knock on their door and be like, "You got any left? I'll take as many as you let me take. As much as my wallet can hold." Um, like you mentioned, SD Bullion, I like them. I think they're price competitive for like stacking and buying for different weights. I find that buying obviously your local coin store, if you do have that luxury, a lot of us don't have that luxury. By the way, Randy, I saw your Eagles, Philly. They might make you feel left out. That's what I was saying. Your local coin store is definitely the best way to go, and as far as getting the best deals, because obviously they need to make a buck just like you want to save a buck. So there's a mutual benefit of going there, obviously having it in your hands instead of waiting for the mail to get to you. And with the upcoming holiday season, you can only imagine how long your packages are going to take from once you pay for that, like express shipping, or you somehow like get awarded, like, you used a credit card, they give you overnight shipping, which, anyway, um, it all depends on what you're doing. ATMX is great for collecting, stacking. There's other ventures, but like you said, shop around for the best deals. That's the way to go. And with Black Friday, if everyone's going to have a Black Friday deal, it's like, when you go to the shopping mall, everyone's breaking down the shopping mall doors at Black Friday. It's like you can only go to one store at one time, right? You can't clone yourself and duplicate yourself like multiple men from X-Men and be at 100 stores at one time. But if you have 120 different windows up on your browser and you go ping, 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 and just go through them all of them and try to get the deals when you can, and you're not going to be successful in all of them because only certain sites are going to have so much to give at a certain time. Obviously, your larger sites like SD and AppMix will probably have a larger quantity to offer as far as the deal goes, but your smaller sites are going to probably flip out within a minute. It'll be like Thanos snapping his finger, and all the deals will go from like, here's your price to like out of stock. And like, I just hit the checkout screen, and now they're telling me it's gone. They said it had 555. Like, you're competing with thousands of people. This is the day that people are trying to get a deal. Like, this is National Get a Deal Day. This is like garage sale and yeah, this is like garage sales and on steroids. People are like are willing to spend copious amounts of money to save a deal. So if you're into that, you want to save some money and get your stack up, this is the time to do it. And then at that point, once you feel comfortable, it's like you've already spent your like resources with the metals. In my opinion, that I think is when you should diversify into what you were talking about, as like food storage and water storage, and get comfortable like that. I mean, even me personally, I've taken some of the gold that I got when I bought my buffaloes for 1755, right at like 2021 when things started going. And I was like, here it goes. And people were like, yeah, whatever, we got time. I'm like, get it now because 2K is around the corner. So I cast some of that gold in and got a couple resources and stuff, food storage and other different type of storages for protection and stuff like that. But I think, you know, we're all about diversifying our portfolio, or they said in Wu-Tang Clan, diversify your bonds, you know, and we're all trying to, you know, put a little here, put a little here, because the idea is to get more, right? But if the get more comes down to like, that's going to become irrelevant when the SHTF happens. Like you said, it's good to have that insurance there. Like you said, you're not going to be able to eat your gold and silver. You might be able to trade with it and stuff once all the things start reestablishing, because there've been many like quote unquote resets, if you will, of society and the mind thinking of currency. And you know, money's been called one thing or another. It's been, we've traded ever since the last thousands of years, and spices and meats and everything else has been called dinars and pounds and liras and you name it, whatever. But every one of those kingdoms have all had gold and silver in their vaults, basically, and it was all money. I mean, not to go off topic, but you know, it just, even the word silver translated in Hebrew means money. Even you guys know that. You go right now, your Google Translator, and you put in silver and go type translate it into Hebrew, it means of money. Say what you want about it. To me, it's money's been around since Christ walked the earth. It's been around before him. There'll always be money. It's a good thing to have, but it's not the end all. So it's good to have the diversification as far as like, you know, your resources go, and things that you would never think about. Like, we're so used to this like first world luxuries and first world, like, you know, when the power goes out, we flip the freak out. Oh my God, the power's out. What am I gonna do? I can't charge my phone. Really? You know, so like we have to start thinking bigger. We have to start thinking like not that like we're gonna start becoming one of these people where we put like 10 foil on our hat and start thinking that we're like, oh my God, the sky is falling like Chicken Little. It's just more of like, in the world we live in, we can't be naive anymore. I mean, look at what's going on in our world ever since the last like 2020 rolled around. I don't need to remind you guys of what's happened, what we've been through. You know, how our minds have changed, how we're all worn out, how we're tired, how we're all just, you know, wondering what's around the corner. On it, a lot of us are on edge and stuff. You know, it just comes a time that we got to at least be a community to start first. We got to change our mindset. We got to be like,
Yep.
the small stuff has got to go. The bickering within the community over stupid posts and stupid, you're taking my time, or that's just nonsense. That's got to go, dude.
I
Because all
agree.
you're
Like
doing
we've got
you're
to we
creating
got to pull
walls. That's all
we
you're
got to pull
doing.
together as a community. It's so much as
Yeah.
so much more is needed on a community. Hey, Sean, by the way, do you have a way of moving your camera down a little bit?
Let me see. So, yeah. Sorry, everybody. Just
It's okay. The next coin logo is like taking up your face.
let me get a little closer. Sorry, in case anybody's wondering now, like why I'm blurry and like
There you
I
go.
don't sound good and stuff. I have like, I don't have all the fancy cameras and stuff like you guys have, and the microphones that are like mic check, 1 2, who is it, and $3,000 mics, and I'm using a tablet, and I'm like the emergency doctor you call when someone had a car accident. Like, yo, doc, get off the golf field. This guy just had a car accident. He's bleeding out. We need you here in an hour. Like, all right, send the chopper. I'll be there. And that's kind of what I'm at. So using what all little bunch of technology I have and stuff. So like I said, I haven't done this YouTube professionally. I got under 100 subs. So I truly appreciate everybody's patience when having to deal with the blurry face, because I know for a lot of us, like, let's just keep it real. Like we 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 cringe, or it feels weird to us to not have something crystal clear, or something not have to be like understand everything he's saying because his voice is muffled. So you know, for all the 19 people that are still here and were graciously gave us your time, I for one truly appreciate it, and thank you, Surfer, for calling me up, and I'm glad I could fill in. Nick, I'm so sorry that your mom is going through what she is. I truly hope that she's able to still have a wonderful Thanksgiving with you all. And hey, we're having a good time. I appreciate it here. It's raining cats and dogs outside, so I can't be doing anything outside anyway. So I'm happy to hear with all of you guys, and everybody here is awesome. That's all I got to say for now. Oh, now I can't hear you.
Sorry, I've got teenage daughters that are just
You
getting
good?
started.
You got family. It's all good.
So,
Say hi to the family.
and I'm in
Say
the
hi to the family
I'm
for
in the
me and
main
stuff.
family room, guys. That's the
Tell them to
problem
come say
today.
hi. It's a family. It's a family affair. Hey,
Yeah.
they spoke up. Come say hi. Don't be shy. And once you're not,
They're in a hurry, so
don't
they're a
want your
little
kid,
flustered.
you don't want your kids in the thing. I understand with
I'm okay.
privacy.
But
Yeah, I get
real
you.
quick, Sean, everybody's been asking about all of those silver bars behind your head. You must be an insane actor.
Oh, you mean these? Yeah, these are not silver bars. I had to clarify on Paulie's channel. And I'm not trying to like act like they are or trying to like stunt that I'm like, look at all the silver I've got. It's no, I'm full disclosure, they're aluminum bars. And what they are basically is part of my little pet project where I've been in the fall time and the winter time melting down different various metals like aluminum, brass, zinc, copper, and making bars with it. More of just kind of like it's a hobby and stuff. And here's actually one of my own little copper bars that I made.
There you go. Look at that.
Pretty freaking heavy. If I threw this at somebody, it would probably knock him out. But I'm not going to do that.
Do you
So it's
have
more of
any
like
do you have any smelting videos on your channel?
I do. I have one. I think I have one or two up there. I was kind of more of like just when I first started like filming and stuff. And again, I don't have the greatest setup, so I appreciate everybody staring through the 244 DPI or whatever it's going to come out. Hopefully, you'll get a 1080 resolution on my video. Hopefully, yeah, it's me mounting some aluminum cans and pouring some bars and stuff, and it's kind of cool. You kind of see it like the liquid like harden. It's like it freezes basically. Like it's what it does. The liquid metal freezes, and it's really cool. Like watching that like it looks like kind of like ice crystals forming at a rapid pace. It's pretty cool. So you see that in my videos, and I'll probably put some more up eventually. Now that my flower bulbs are all in the pots and ready to go for the springtime, and I'll do a video of that probably next week to show what I did. And then I'll break the smelter back out, and probably I've got a bunch of like copper stuff laying around, and I got like 10 bags of aluminum cans just ready just to go to town. And it's a hobby of mine, and aluminum's not worth much. They're probably maybe worth like I don't know, depending on where you go. I mean, obviously up in Michigan where Paulie's at, you get the best prices for it. For some reason, Michigan has the best scrapping price. Um, Probably get like $1 or $2 of those bars, just not much, but if just keep doing it for a project and stuff, and eventually have enough to where I have like a couple $100 worth, a couple $1,000 worth of metal. I decided to like take a trip somewhere or whatever, and maybe come see a couple of you guys and hang out. Just go go stop off at Paulie Land. Hey, Paulie Buck, where's the land? Where's the scrap metal at, man? Hey, man, I got a bunch of scrap metal here. I need you to go cash it in for me, man. And go see up the guys in Michigan and go get like $2,000 from them and just go pay for my trip. So you never know. It's a hobby, but they're not silver bars. Yeah, that just everybody know I'm not falling like that, and I would not have. If they were silver bars, I would not be
Yeah,
having
that's
them.
it. You guys, here's the thing too. I'm going to tell you guys. Everybody's at a different place in their stacking. Everybody has a different amount of debt and wealth. And this is not, for me, I will never show you my full stack because it's not about my stack. It's not even about me with my channel. What I'm really trying to do is help you guys with your questions. I want you to not make all the mistakes I've made. Some of the mistakes I've made is buying too many collectible coins right off the bat because I had this perception that they're just going to keep going up every year when I first got into stacking. And I came to learn that pretty much the first in the series is the one that really goes up. And then after that, the other ones will go up a lot of times if it's a popular series. But you've got to buy them right off the bat when they get released from the mint or Appmax if they have the exclusive. And that's another thing with Appmax. A lot of times they have the exclusive. No one else can do it. So when that happens, you don't have another option. You just got to do that. But guys, keep hitting that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet or to Sean's, take a moment tonight to do that. Also, if you haven't subscribed to Nick's channel as well. We're going to have a lot of fun videos coming out in the community. There's a few things flashing up here on here. I'm not sure how to get my other camera to work. That's going to be a little bit of an issue. It won't be the end of the world. I'll just have to set this up instead of having something that's closer into what we're going to do. And I won't be able to see exactly where I'm pointing it, but I think we can still make this work. Sean can let me know if it's totally not working. But The thing I can't find is a single stacking member that is offering any help on any of the software stuff. I'm just going to throw that out there. I mean, I've got mentors. None of them will give any advice or help on this stuff. OBS is a
We need
freaking
some
nightmare.
IT guys here.
We need
Yeah.
some IT guys. I sell software. I'm not an engineer. I'm not an engineer
Where's
guy.
Ted
But
Jones when you need him at? Where's that frog guy? Hey, Randy, go find the Hypno Toad. Go find the Hypno
we're going to
Toad,
need to
man. I'll
find
get all
someone because we can't get
Ted Jones. Calling
we can't
Ted
get the third
Jones.
camera to work on StreamYard. We can't get it
APB.
to work on this or on OBS. We'll get it figured out at some point. As you guys know, life can get really busy. For me, it's very busy right now. I'm hoping to have a little bit of time between now and January to get everything dialed in, get it set up, get it looking right. So if we have a few weird screens that pop up on here, forgive us for not being engineers on this stuff. But and it also gives me a lot of appreciation for like Yankee and Stormy, and even Guido, what they have on their channels. That took most of them had a programmer build that stuff. I just got to find out and find a programmer that'll do that kind of stuff to help out too. But anyway, we're going to figure it out. I know Tiger Stacker is trying to figure some of that stuff out as we go too. I did see, I think it was Craig is getting some equipment. So I'm hoping Craig's going to start a channel here soon. That would be awesome.
Sweet.
But to Sean's point, guys, like I would love to see more and more people have channels out there and sharing the information. Each of us has a different style. There's going to be people that levitate to your style that don't like other styles, and there's going to be people that don't like my channel. They're just going to not like it. Like I got 2 thumbs down. I don't know if those are people that don't like me in general and they thumbs down me every time.
It was probably me. They probably didn't like the blurry me.
Someone,
Like, he's got some guys blurry talking a bunch of crap. I don't like
or
it.
well, I don't know. It happens every live stream I do. For whatever reason, Nick's live stream, they like her hair better, so she only gets thumbs up. Mine, I always get
pretty girls, so
I get 2 thumbs down
by default. It's like when your buddy's a horrible golfer, but you're giving him like 5 strokes, and she gets like 10 because she's she's pretty or not. But it's just I'm a realist. Let's just keep it real.
Okay, so we're gonna show some food stuff here. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna try one more time with the camera thing here, real quick.
Yeah, there won't be any of these guys when the shit hits the fan.
All right, let's see if this will work. Okay, this is working a little bit, right? Okay, let me see if I can. Oh, that thing's in the way. Okay, just a second, guys. We're going to go off this for a second. I think I can make this work, though. All right, Sean, I'm going to put it on you. I'm going to have you talk for a second while I get this working here.
Cool. 4 words, man. Never perfect, always awesome. Doesn't always have to be perfect. It has to be awesome.
Anything that goes live, guys, is going to have some issues. I'm just telling you that.
Yeah, we're not the NFL with like $1 million budgets and like 50 different camera angles we can just like jet to when like something doesn't happen right and stuff. So, it is what it is, but we're doing the best of what we got. So anyway, hey folks, thanks for everybody who's coming here. Thanks for somebody. I saw somebody who shared my link earlier. I can't remember exactly who it was. I think it might have been Craig Shelby. So I appreciate whoever did that. And thanks to anybody. If there's any mods in the channel, if you're willing to take the time to put Surfers and Nick's and even my link up there, I would truly appreciate that humbly.
So quick shout out to a few other people I think that jumped in here. We've got Gene Ferry, we've got Seymour Rivers, Invisible River Ranch, the Broke Stacker, Mark Williams. Let's see who else we got in here. And
our buddy Randy.
We got Randy in here. Randy, welcome. And anyway, so we're going to try this real quick. Let me try my camera. I'm going to show you guys a few things. My dog is probably going to be checking stuff out, and that's okay. So, doing this live versus me filming this, I will be making some more professional videos about this stuff too. So just know that's going to be coming. But let's see if this works. Okay, there you go.
It's like singing behind the scenes,
All right. Any of you guys got a setup like that? Put a 1 in the chat if you have any of these items. So I'm going to point these out, Sean, and we're going to talk through this a little bit. I am going to move my seat here and hopefully be able to see over on what I'm pointing to. So hopefully you guys can see all this. All right, so a couple things I just wanted to point out. If you look over here, I'll make sure you guys can see this pink bag right here. Okay, this pink bag is what I call a 72-hour kit on steroids. So when you have a 72-hour kit, it's supposed to be really just enough food to get you by for 3 days, and water as well. I actually, when I stuff these things, I stuff it for 2 people. So this has 2 people in it. I'm just going to show you a few things that it has. It's got things like life straws in it. Okay, if you guys can see that.
Those are good to have.
You put changes of clothes in as well. Okay. And then I have, these are water packets in here. Okay. And then we have, there was a sale on Mountain House right before the pandemic started, and I was able to buy these. So if I heat the water up in here, I put enough water to heat these up to be able to have some pretty good meals instead of just those MRE bars. So this is freeze-dried food. This is Italian style pepper steak with rice and tomatoes. We're going to eat well if we have an emergency.
Oh, yeah.
So we got enough water. This is enough water here to prepare these meals. And then I also have enough water in here to feed or to drink for the family. Well, for the 2 people that this backpack takes care of. Then I've got a hardcore backpack that goes in my car that has other things like pocket knives, saws, and this one here is a bigger family one. And, you know, it's a full-on camping backpack. But this one is in case we have a little bit more of an emergency, so I do call this my more bug-out bag. But it's got more of that same food. And I've got things in here like rope. I've got games like Uno, card games to play. And then I've got water filtration system in here. This could take us, we could probably survive about a week with this backpack, my other one, and the pink one. So I like to be a little bit more prepared just in case something happens. And oftentimes I will leave this in my car if I'm in a place that is not getting broken into, like LA. If I go to LA, then I don't bring these. I take these out of my car because they'll break them thinking there's backpacks, computers and other stuff. Another thing I'm going to show you guys is this. This is EcoFlow. There's a couple other brands. I'm just going to show you guys this stuff real quick so you can see it. So it turns on here, and it'll tell you how much storage it has. It's got a little flashlight here.
Nice.
Okay, with multiple settings. Hopefully that'll turn off. You've got a USB-C. You've got USB-A ports here. And then you've got like a car charger port under that flap. These are DCs. And then here you've got 3 regular ports that you can put in. It does not, I don't think it actually grounds stuff, so you got to be careful with that. And then you can charge it on this side. Anyway, I can use this to power a whole bunch of devices, and you can hook it up to a solar panel deal too. And then a few other things I wanted to point out, and then I wanted to show you guys some stuff. So you can get things like this at Costco. These are just emergency full kits. So this would be a 6-day supply for 2 people. So on the very, very minimum, if you guys can't afford it, I'd recommend at the very minimum getting something like this from Costco where you can get a 6-day supply for 2 people. Make sure you get at least enough to cover everybody. Having an extra one is going to be okay. But this will come with stuff like food. Oh, here we go. Here's the picture. You guys can see all that stuff there. So it comes with emergency stuff as well as the food. So it's kind of like one of my backpacks. So this is just an extra thing I have that we have around. I had one of these. You can see it has a ton of different stuff in it too. It's another emergency food supply. So you can buy stuff like this. This is one I just bought today for the show. So you can see this. This was on sale at Black Friday over at Amazon. I'll have to look up and see what the cost was, but it wasn't very, very much. And this is 84 servings. This one is gluten-free for any of you guys that are gluten-free. And it has up to 25-year shelf life. And in here there is teriyaki rice, hearty tortilla soup, creamy yogurt-style dessert, and potatoes and chicken pot pie. Okay. And then this was another one, another company for Patriots. And in this box, I want to say these were like $85 or so, but this one has a 1-week survival food kit. Okay, it comes in a little box. They have bigger boxes that will go under your bed. One thing about this company that I think is pretty cool is that it comes in flat totes, whereas these things are not going to fit under my kid's bed. And here in California, I don't have room. So those are predetermined kits. Okay. This is another route you can go where it's just bulk rice. Okay, look at that. This is 28 pounds of rice, and it'll last for, where's the year? 30 years right here. Okay.
Wow.
So 28 pounds of rice lasting for 30 years. One bucket like this is going to last you a long time. Then you can get individual stuff like this. So this is a vegetable stew that comes in a container like this. This company has pretty good prices on Amazon. You can get them pretty inexpensively, 25 years shelf life. So anyway, I'll be doing some videos on showing you guys the pricing on that stuff. And then the other thing I wanted to show Sean is, the other thing I'll do is I'll buy these guys, which are Mylar bags. And then it also comes with oxygen absorbers and labels. And what I can do with that is I can buy bulk food like this from Azure Farms. This is a 25-pound bag of black beans. I put it in the freezer for several days to kill any bugs that might be in there. But I can take that, I can put it into the bags, and if you guys want me to do that tonight, I'll do that. Otherwise, I can do it another day and just film it. But, you know, just to kind of give you guys a comparison, there's this rice over here from Costco. You can buy this jasmine rice. It's about 25 pounds. It's somewhere between 18 and $25 for that. And then I want to say these were around $35 or $40 online. I could be wrong. I'll put that in the link after the video's done. But you can make your own food storage for a lot less than you can buy these kits. And you'll have a lot more in there. This rice right here, if you go to buy it right now from Amazon, I want to say it's around $85. It might be on sale down to $45 right now. But I will be able to make twice as much rice using my own Mylar bags and the rice than if I go and buy that brand, just so you guys know. So, but that's more convenient. It's already done. I don't have to deal with it. And then I don't know what this stuff is on the floor here, something that I need to pack. But when I'm doing it, I will get a big scooper out. I'll get gloves to wear, and then you use like a flat iron for your hair, which I guess I forgot to bring that down. And you seal the bags. So that's some of the stuff I wanted to share on the food storage front. So I'm going to come over here and we're going to take that camera off for a second. I just want to see people's thoughts and where everybody's head's at on this. Because this is not silver stacking, and this is coin talk. So. All right, so let's do this. We're going to put Sean there. We're going to come over here again. We're going to put Sean there, and then we're going to take that one out. Okay. So let's look at the comments here. What do you guys think? Do you have any of this kind of food? Is this something that you're doing today? Is it helpful to know how to make some of your own food storage, or is that you guys just rather buy stuff? Okay, so I'm going to look at the comments here.
Eventually, it comes to a point where you're going to have to make your own because it won't be enough to sell for anybody.
So Celtic Knot mentions a portable toilet. Yes. One of the most dangerous things in situations where you don't have running water and can't flush your toilet anymore is, what do you do with waste? How do you deal with it? You don't want to be filling up your toilets with stuff. You got to be able to get a portable toilet and bags and things like that. So definitely look at that. Hygiene will get you diseased and kill you pretty fast if you don't know how to do that part of it. Azure Blue mentions knife, gun, and lighter. By the way, Azure Blue, I'll be reaching out to you. I just haven't been able to get back to you. My son got T-boned last week, and we've been going crazy dealing with making sure he's okay, and then also the car. So anyway, I'll get back to you on your note. And glow sticks are great. You guys, I'm going to go through the whole bag and stuff. We're not a prepping channel, but I think a lot of this stuff is important for you to do. So we will have some videos come out. They won't be super frequent, but they will, maybe I'll do one on a Saturday. Maybe we'll get a bunch of them coming out on Saturdays. I've got videos on how to prepare this food that I filmed a year ago, and I just wasn't sure if it would fit into the channel, so I haven't put it out yet. But I think some people would like to see that. A sat phone. A sat phone, if you guys have money for a sat phone, I would totally look at doing that. You can also get hand radios that will go 25, 30 miles. So if you need to go a little distance. Other people are going to get prepared for things like EMPs. EMP is like one of the hardest things to get prepared for because you've got to protect all your stuff. And it's not real straightforward on how to do that. And even the devices you can buy, we don't know if they actually work. You're taking someone else's word for it. But that's a whole nother situation to look at. So Mark Williams said he started prepping in the mid-1990s. Never stopped. Built my new house on grid, off grid in 2011. I think that's great. Canned food can be eaten after the expiration date. Yes. So I will also go to Costco and buy like corn and beans when they're on sale. You can often get like a whole case of those for like $8 when they go on sale. And then just remember that if you buy more than you want and you want to keep the expiration date, they're really not expiration dates. They're best used by. A lot of times if you overbuy it and you want to take it to a food shelter, they'll take it, but you've got to do it before that date. Most of the time they won't take that. But you can go a longer period of time after the best consumed by date or best buy date. But I don't have that information. I haven't looked up to see exactly how far you can go with different food items. But it's one of those things they put on those labels to try to get you to replace your stock on a consistent basis. And it's kind of a catch-22 because I don't find that it goes bad by that date, but I don't know how much further I can go. But you definitely got to look at that. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. 1800 power station with 100 watt solar panel. I think that can be great, guys, for your fridge and freezers. I think a freezer is more important than a fridge. You can always prepare smaller amounts of food, and you can freeze stuff a lot easier. You're going to need fuel to burn. So like Sean was saying, propane tanks is good. So those can be good.
Old-fashioned firewood. We just got a bunch of firewood we just stacked up. They neighbors actually we live next to the community house, the community, and they cut a bunch of trees down. So we asked the guys like, "Hey, could we have the logs?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, you can have them." They threw them there. We rented a log splitter. Now we've got like two giant, like 8 foot tall by like 10 foot wide stacks of firewood that were good for at least like 2 or 3 winters probably now. So yeah.
No, totally. So keep doing that thumbs up if you guys are new to the channel right now tonight. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe as well. But let's see if we can get it up to 50. I've got a special giveaway if we can hit 50 tonight. Okay, let's see. So Azure Blue mentions the Mormons, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. If you go to any of their temples, they have really good prepping food on the very cheap. So that's the thing you can look for. There's certain groups of people that will get more into prepping than others. You may even find, some kind of the lodges that are around town and stuff may do that stuff. But I think a lot of what you're looking for is you're looking for items that you would use on a regular basis can be easier because it doesn't go to waste. So you can have a shorter lifespan for it. So things like canned fruit, food, vegetables like corn and green beans, for example, or even like diced tomatoes. If you cycle those through, you don't need to have a super long shelf life for them. Other things like grains, salt, sugar, flour, those are things that you definitely want to prepare the right way. You do not put oxygen absorbers with sugar and salt, but you do with your grains. And grains are going to keep really well. Meat, I don't have a dehydrator or a freeze dryer, so I will buy the meat. And I got to tell you guys, that's the most expensive stuff to buy right now. That cost has just skyrocketed. So when I showed you these packets I have, those were inexpensive when I bought them, and they're probably like maybe double or triple the price to buy that now. All right, so we've got rice is super cheap and not very healthy. Sugar, rice is just sugar, not what? Okay. Rice is just sugar, not very healthy. There's a lot of stuff you guys want to be able to mix in. So a lot of my food storage, I'm gluten free. So I've got to take a digestive enzyme to eat wheat or I get super sick. So for me, I've got to stack digestive enzymes on a regular basis and use those because they don't last super long. They do lose potency over time. And the other thing I've got to do is I've got to have food that doesn't have gluten in it. So for me, rice, beans, black beans, pinto beans, lentils, oatmeal, those aren't the best foods to be eating all the time, but they are, with the rice, it's a starch. It'll fill you up. It'll help you get by. Oatmeal is considered peasant food. A lot of my oatmeal I might barter with because I have a lot of oatmeal. And it can also mess with your testosterone levels for men. So you don't necessarily want to be eating a ton of oatmeal. But, we're talking about survival stuff here, right? So you'd rather have any of that stuff than none of it. Rice and oatmeal stay very long. Same with the beans. They'll last, 30 years. So that stuff is really good to do. Now, the buckets you saw, they go into something besides that. They go into like full meals. So they're like soups. They're like a full dinner that you might prepare. You can get freeze-dried like fruit that goes along with it too. So I do have some of that stuff as well. So if all you had was beans and rice and that's all you stored and that's all you had money for, fine. But if you've got the funds to do more, I would definitely get some of the variety of stuff or learn how to can and keep other products that will or food that will last longer so that you have like protein from meat, and so you've got a mixture of it all. But yeah, rice and bread is gonna, it's not great for your teeth either. It's actually just as bad as sugar, maybe worse. So
hey, what's up, Brett? Brett's in the chat, aka Bret Hart.
Hey Brett, welcome. So Wolf
said he was homeless for 10 years and he's a Marine. So God bless you for both of those, man, for signing up and for wow, I can only imagine.
Thank you guys.
Stories you have, dude. Seriously.
So we've got a couple new people in the chat here too. We've one Azure Blue, we called him out a little bit ago. We've got Michael 517 stacking. We've got Chad with like the longest last name I've ever seen. I'm not even sure how to pronounce that, but that is an awesome last name. Hopefully, if that is your real last name, that would have been hard to learn as a kid. So I'll say that's a long last name. But he says one of his buddies has half a garage full of those buckets. It's okay if it gets frozen right. A lot of this stuff you can freeze, guys. It's just going to be expensive to freeze all of it, right? So these bags that are on the floor have been in the freezer for a couple weeks. It kills off any of the bugs that are in there. And then when I go to pack them, I'll put oxygen absorbers in there, and that's pretty much going to kill the rest of the bugs that are in there. Know anytime you have food, there's critters, microscopic stuff. Call it protein. It's extra bonus. Don't worry too much about that. Don't get your microscope out and start looking through it. But
living on the plant.
What I've noticed with this rice from Costco is if you let it sit around for more than 4 weeks, you are going to have weevils hatching on it. And when you go to open it up to make food storage, those little critters are going to start getting all over your kitchen or wherever you're making this. And if they get into your pantry, they'll cause major havoc. So freeze your stuff first before you make it, and then seal it up pretty fast. Let's see. Augustin farms will last longer if you keep cool and dry. Yeah, so here's the other issue. Being in California, I don't have a lot of storage. For a few years, a lot of this was in my garage. Now, I live close to the ocean, so we only have a couple days to get up to 100 degrees. That's not the best temperature for this food. The best is like in a basement where you kind of
Yeah.
maintain somewhere between 60 and like say 70 degrees. So my life expectancy on some of these is probably not going to end up being 25 or 30 years. It might cut off 5 or 10 years out of it. Um, but I just have to figure that out. Now I have figured out in this house that I'm in, the closets are full of food storage, right? Like that's where I put stuff. Is it in the top shelf of closets, or I put it under beds, or I put it in cabinets that no one's using. Um, so you got stuff like that. You can also stack things like laundry detergent, dish soap. A lot of that stuff will last a really long time too. Um, and then Invisible River said no one will eat that. The rice, I don't know. I eat a ton of rice.
It's like as your Blur said earlier in the chat, it's like when you're starving and human mind will change. The things that you didn't think that you didn't like, or you're a picky eater, you go a week or you go 10 days without eating. I guarantee you what your any source of food at that point will look. Trust me, it's. I'll just say this: never say never, because if that never time comes and you're starving, ha, yeah, you'll be
I
eating that. I
uh,
guarantee you
I
that.
agree. I mean, you guys, here's the other thing too. You can also, someone mentioned, I think it's big. Biggest unit is talking about get a seal meal machine. So you can get those machines that do the vacuum seal, and
Oh
put
yeah.
an oxygen packet in there too, and put one in there if you're doing that. Vacuum seal those things. It's going to be pretty tight. I will tell you though, the oxygen packets will do that a lot of times. I can't get it to right at the moment, but some of the bean bags I have are sucked super tight. The oxygen packets don't necessarily pull all the air out, but if it's mostly oxygen that's in there, which a lot of our air is oxygen, but we have more nitrogen, it's going to pull that out. But some of my bags aren't, and it's okay. But you could use a machine like that that'll help. You can put things in a freezer. You can put things in a cellar. You can bury it in the ground. There's a lot of stuff you can do. Now, I'm televising that I have food storage. So, I'm also televising I have silver, right? So most of my silver and gold is in a vault. I just sold a coin on eBay and I'm in a little bit of trouble because I can't find it.
Uh-oh.
So now I got to go to my vault facility because I think it's in the vault. I thought it was in my house, and it's not. So most of my stuff's in my vault. Food storage, most of it, you're probably going to keep it around your house. You probably aren't going to put it in a storage unit, but some people will go put it in a storage unit that's a little bit of distance. So my other rule is I like to have enough that I can barter with. I like to have enough that I can maybe help a neighbor or two out with. My family comes
There you go.
first, and I will defend my home if I need to. So you got to also have lead and things that shoot those things. But at the same time, I'd hate to have people starving around me if I can help it. So if the
Right.
situation looks like it's going to be pretty short term, help people out. If it looks like the lights are never coming back on, it's been a month, and we're pretty sure things are going to get really bad, you're probably hoarding the food for your family and trying to help yourself until you can start gardening and growing more food. But we don't actually know how we're all going to deal with that until the situation presents itself.
Hey,
Seymour
if you don't
says
mind, Victor,
freeze dry
go
McDonald's
ahead.
food. I don't even think you have to freeze dry
Yeah.
McDonald's food. I think you can just put that in the closet. I've seen
Yeah.
videos on
Like
that.
just it'll 20 years later, it'll be still the same thing.
Yeah,
But
for
real quickly about the transition about the you mentioned the to having the food storage to garden. I think people need to the reason why we say they have this food storage is because like okay if the mindset is you're going to grow food like we'll take it from personal experience like food ain't going to appear in 3 weeks people
it's
put no
not. So
seeds in the
here's
ground you're not going to get food you need enough to where like you have enough seeds ready and food ready to where by the time you eat this round of
yeah. So
food
Sean, I'll
you
be right
have
back.
what you need. Go ahead, go ahead. Family calls. I'll hold it down. But anyway, what I was saying is, it's important to grow stuff too with the seeds because if we're all storing food, you're going to eat through your food eventually. So you got to be able to have the enough food available for it, depending on what part of the season is that you have to start the growing. Because if it's winter time and your food's gone, you're not going to be growing any food in the winter time. You can't grow anything. So got
So
to
check
have
that one
heirloom
out there.
seeds and all that stuff. Yeah, all that stuff's good to go.
So this is a whole
Oh,
container full of seeds inside,
love it.
and they're heirloom seeds. Now this has a 5-year shelf life. I guarantee you they will work past 5 years, but you're going to have some of the seeds that probably won't work and germinate. So you got to learn how to germinate if you're going to have seeds. You can't just put that stuff in the ground and it's going to grow for you. You got to learn how to deal with it. I will probably set it up in the spring. I've got a system that lets me in a, let's call it a 2.5 foot by 5 foot area, grow 100 plants. And it goes vertical. And I've got 2 of those I can put in the backyard. If I really wanted to, I could put them in the garage and put growing lamps in there. But right now I'm going to put it outside, and I'm going to show you guys how to grow food too. We'll do that as well. But
Hey,
yeah, go ahead.
if you want, something I wanted to show you guys real quick about
Yeah,
the
let's see.
growing thing. Yeah, yeah, most people don't think about this stuff.
So also Magnum, if you've got any ideas on Faraday bags, I bought some off Amazon and I hadn't touched them until it's past the 30 days. I went and put my phone in there and it's ringing. It is not a Faraday bag. So Faraday bags, if anybody's got recommendations on good ones, would be great. I've also got my big backup battery stuff like this I would like to protect. So that's something I'm looking at as well.
So something, if a lot of people, they were talking about growing, and some people don't have like large sums of land to grow stuff on, and or may not have any land at all, or your soil might be in a certain condition to where no matter what seeds you put in there, you might have either too much clay or not at a different pH level where you're not going to do it. So something I've been saving up here, it's kind of silly, but I'm going to start doing as far as to start your growing and kind of maintain your space is, if you guys are out there, start saving these. You know what these are, right?
Toilet paper.
Throw them out every day.
Yep.
Throw them out every day.
Are
Whole
you telling
paper.
me you go through a roll of toilet paper a day, Sean? Oh no, he froze now during the
Oh,
joke. It messed up the whole joke.
man, bladder. No. Yeah, no, you're good to go. These are, I've been saving these. I was seeing some people throwing them out, throwing them in the recycle bin. What you could do is, because these are biodegradable, you could fill these actually halfway with soil, put your seed in there, fill the rest of it with soil, and just water these, and eventually you can start your plant vegetation just right out of here. So
There you go.
instead of having to run out and buy a bunch of pots and spend a bunch of money on stupid stuff like that, you go grab soil at your backyard. You'll save a bunch of the toilet paper rolls from here to your springtime, and just start growing stuff out of here. And it's a cheap way to kind of start the, how should I say, learning how to grow stuff. I just started doing it this year. I realized that there's a certain time to start this stuff. Now, I started 2 months late in the season. I started after the 4th of July because those who know me, I'm massively huge into fireworks as far as like putting on shows and what I do. So usually
Massively.
that time of year, massively, it's egregious. Basically from the months of like April to July 1st, my entire concentration is fireworks setup and all that good stuff. So I missed the opportunity of the opening bell to, hey, you're supposed to start planting these things in like late April, early May, dude. So when I started my plants in like, let's say, middle of July, they didn't reach the critical height they need because the sun's in a certain area of anyway. So what I guess what we're trying to get at is by saving these and starting some seeds in here, you're able to kind of like learn how to do all this stuff, because like I always say, you can't be a black belt first day of class. It's important to learn about this stuff because no one's going to be an expert. I mean, you mentioned about Yankee and other fellow guys who've been around for years and they have the knowledge because they've been doing it for a while. But I guarantee you, when they first started, they've had all the, you know, things happen, like the live things go wrong or things got whatever. It's what happens. But um, it's important. It's important to like give this a try because again, it might come to the point where, like I said, you just never know. You might need this information. And if you go in, I might feel to SHTF situation, if you go into a SHTF scenario blind with no resources and no skills, sorry to say, you're not going to make it.
Well, here's
You
the
know,
other thing, Sean, too. You got to prepare up here too for it, right?
absolutely
I
mindful's
remember
everything.
watching 9/11 live, at least the second tower live,
I did too.
and I saw it hit, and I was like, "What the heck? That is not a fire. That's like a plane that went in there." And
Yeah.
the angle wasn't great because it kind of just happened right real fast. But when that happened, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going to happen. You know, you kind of worry
No
about that.
one knew.
Same with
Nobody knew.
same with the pandemic. I had a trip going out to
COVID.
Boston, and
Yeah.
it got canceled 4 hours before the flight took off. I had my bags ready to go. My company said, "No more travel. We're done. Don't go anywhere." Had I gone, I probably would have got stuck out there for a month or two.
I was only
But
stuck in Mexico. Yeah.
yeah, it's nuts, right, guys? So you got to prepare for stuff. So a couple quick things to throw in here too, Sean. Chad mentioned stack up a solar system and never plug it in as I think he's meaning that it's going to help. I lost his comment. Anyway, in there he was talking about it's going to help
Yeah.
keep your
Solar
stuff
power
safe
was
from.
his.
Oh, here we go. Never powered on as long as you shield lithium batteries. You're good because of the BMS inside. So yeah, I need to look at some of that stuff for my other bigger power backup systems to make sure that they're good. But here's the deal. Let's say electricity goes out for a long time. You don't want to be the guy that has the lights on in the house at night. I mean, you got to think through stuff, right? You got to.
With the generator running. Like I've been telling my family, like, what's up a generator? Like, do you know how loud a generator or how far a generator can be heard in the middle of the night with no sound for like 5 miles?
Yeah.
So where do you think is going to be going? They're going to follow their nose to fruit flavor. They're going to follow their ears to sweet savor of energy and power. And they're going to be like the zombies hearing the guy moving. They're going to go, where? I'll be heard movement. Whoa. It's going to move to the guy. They're going to come to you. So yeah, I think we got to think through all the different, don't make yourself crazy thinking all the different angles, but like we said, you have car insurance for a reason in case something happens. You want to be able to logically think through all what could possibly happen, and in a way, like you said, you can't prepare for everything, but having just in my opinion, the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities like gold and silver and food storage and water storage and firearms and ammunition. I mean, and it's a way of keeping some kind of electricity going, or it's with lighters and keeping having light to see. That's pretty much basically the necessities, and everything from that is just, in my opinion, a first world luxury. That at that point you can just kiss that crap goodbye. You got. I mean, think about all the first
Totally.
world luxuries that were. Think about all
Yeah.
the first world luxuries that were taken during COVID. They told you couldn't even go to church. You couldn't even praise the Holy Spirit
But
when you go buy your
here's
own spirit from the
one of the
store.
biggest things that we can have issues with too is you know as long as there's an internet and it's still free, which they just passed a new law that makes it not free. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
We can
and
communicate
neutrality
with each
crap.
other. We can put videos out, right? But at some point it may not work. We may not be able to do that. So it's also really important to build a local community as well as a national community
Correct.
support. The other thing I'm going to throw out there is it is a mental game. I was saying earlier. We all need to know how to help the neighbor that's freaking out, that doesn't have anything more than like 3 days worth of food in their house and is freaking out. That doesn't mean you go and tell them. Azure Blue mentioned something that's very important. I'm not going to tell you guys, and I will never show you my full stack of gold and silver. I'm not going to do that. I'm also not going to list my address, and I'm also not going to show you all of my food storage or tell you how much I have. I'm just showing you a few different things I've got here and a couple options that you can do to create things. Um, I will tell you, Sean, though, that I talked to some farmers up in Utah when I lived up there that had made it through the Great Depression, or at least I should say their family was farmers during the Great Depression, and stories were told down to them. But these
Generations
were
of
guys that are
skills.
probably now in their late 80s, early 90s if they're still around. But they had their neighbors coming and taking the fruit off their trees all the time because they were starving. And they said, well, that's not yours to take. Are you going to shoot your neighbor for taking an apple off your tree? You got to think through this stuff. But What he told me is you really need about 2 years worth of food storage if you're going to really be self-sustaining and really put this together, because it takes an entire year to get the ground prepped and then for you to start growing your own food. So, is there a park nearby that you could rip the grass up from? And then you've got to start mulching it, and you've got to figure out how to grow food on there, right? Do you have a backyard that has a ton of grass that you might need to rip up and grow food on? Do you have grow boxes? Do you have soil? Hydroponics, people can grow that way, but it's not going to be the healthiest food for you, and you're kind of messing with it too. So I would avoid that if you can.
It takes a lot of energy.
It does. Now, the system I'll show you guys in the spring is technically hydroponics. So it's kind of a hybrid, and you only water once a week, which is really cool. But you do have to put minerals in. So it's not the way that I would necessarily want to grow a whole garden, but it's a prepping thing that I can, in an emergency, pull it out, start growing stuff, get it going faster. But you need to have those skills too. But when it gets to the mind game, you're going to have to help the people that are running around crazy. You're also going to need to help your family and yourself. And you're going to have to, don't tell people you have a year's supply of food if you do. Don't tell them you have 2 years' supply of food. If you have that. If all you have is a week, also don't tell them you only have a week. That's none of anybody else's business, right? So me showing my face and my stuff is, I'm having faith in God that he'll help me out here and protect me from this stuff. But a lot of this is really to help you guys get prepared. So Sean, I wanted to pull up a couple other questions real quick here, or thoughts people have.
Right ahead.
Knox Stack says meat is in the yard, in his yard. It's called squirrels. Well, hey, if you're hungry enough, you're going to eat anything you can get your hands on. Me, it's going to be coyotes. We have so many coyotes, and they're protected out here. You can hear packs of them running the neighborhoods at night. However,
we got foxes around here.
I don't know that I want to eat dog, though, guys. I don't know. That's always been a joke.
I can't eat a dog. I love dogs too much. I wouldn't be able to do that.
Celtic Knot cannot imagine life without beer and pizza. So, yes, it would be a sad day for that, for sure. Azure Blue mentioned too, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons, LDS, many names that religion goes by, or that church, I should say. It's a Christian religion, but the church. They do have things that are called bishop storehouses, and oftentimes they'll have surplus food that's made by members of that church, and you can buy it for very inexpensive prices. You're talking about like those number 8 cans that I showed, like this, cans like this for, like $10, $15, things like that of food. You can buy it very inexpensively, and they have a lot of orchards and farms all over the place. I think they actually own the largest farms in Florida with cattle ranches and stuff. So, find out in the community where things can be and where you can get some of that help. Let's see, Tiger Stacker. Tiger's back in the car. We want to thank you, Tiger, for dialing in from the car.
Drive safe.
Celtic Knot said 1,000 pounds of venison, chicken, and turkey frozen. Hopefully the electricity doesn't go out. Get a backup generator that's solar, that's quiet. EcoFlow is one that I have. You can get them that will keep your freezer going for like 2 days without charging, and then you got to get the solar panel out. And then the next thing, if you're going to do that, is look into Faraday bags too.
True.
So let's see here. A sock full of quarters could be used for self-defense. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that can be used for self-defense. I've got a clearly Canadian. That's self-defense right there.
Yeah.
Your iPhone can be self-defense if you hold it right. But yeah, you do need to take care of yourself for that stuff too. Okay, let's see. All right, we got a lot of comments in here. I'm going to try to go back down to the bottom here. You got to have clean water, guys. You've got to have ways of filtering it. So I've just ordered a gravity filter. I've got some other pumps. I've got some other devices that can filter my neighbor's pool water out. So I don't have a pool, but if I can make a trade with my neighbor for sharing their water, we don't have rivers here. They're like dry. So I either have to desalinize or figure out a way to be able to use people's pool water, or I've got to collect my own rainwater. So I do have ways of collecting rainwater. You can get big barrels for that stuff. So you can do that. Okay, what I would like everybody to do here real quick, I can go another 30 minutes tonight. I know it's late for a lot of you guys on the East Coast. Do you want to see me build or put together any of the food storage? If you want to see that, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. If you would rather have me put a video out showing you how to do it, and you'd rather just have a chat tonight, then put a 2 in the comment, and we'll get through a few more of the comments, and we'll get to that in just a minute here. Ronald Smith says bury a vault 15 feet northeast from a tree, 1,000 feet south of a pine. It's like from a movie, I don't know. Is now hidden. Plant
I think, yeah,
poison ivy all over.
I think that's from Shawshank Redemption. I think it's from. I could be wrong.
It might be.
Andy Dufresne finally got out. And,
yeah, I don't know if it had poison ivy on it though. I don't remember that part.
I know that part.
Let's see. Invisible River Ranch price of gas is dropping like a rock. Another thing I'll throw out there too, guys, is fuel too. I'm purposely not buying an electric car. I love the torque in those things. I've got friends with Teslas. I've had a few of them that have gotten rid of them because they've been stranded in places. They definitely do not have the range that they tell you they have. That's like an optimal situation in the spring or fall. You get into the summer, you get into the winter, the range dies on them. If you get into snow, it really dies. One of the reasons I'm not buying one of those cars or a car from 2026 or later is they're all going to have kill switches. They just put a new law in place for even gas cars to have a kill switch. If it has a kill switch and someone can turn my car off, I don't want it. There's things you can buy that will do EMP inside the car. Hopefully those work. Depends on the kind of EMP on how much it would mess your electronics up. The older the car, the fewer electronics in it, the less likely it'll work. And then I think if you get down into early 80s, late 70s, just about everything's going to be okay if you get it old enough. But restoring those cars can be very expensive. But I, for one, don't want a car like a Tesla that can just be turned off, which those can already be turned off right now.
Or hacked into.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a little bit crazy. Fire starter's good. Magnum mentions a fire starter. I think those are good. Having little, pots and pans that you can cook with and boil water is always good.
Cast iron.
Cast iron is great. Dryer lint packet and toilet paper rolls are great for fire starters. So that's pretty cool. That came from Magnum. Another one from Azure Blue. If you can get get like-minded people that you can form a group with, and if the SHTF, you can help each other. Make sure your group has different skills and everyone has their own food and water. What does a software sales guy do in an SHTF, Sean?
A software sales guy, you revert back to your id. Your ego goes out the door and your id takes over. And what I mean by that is that all your usual bullshit skills that you learn to sell, in my opinion, to the common man of the software. No, I'm not trying to make fun of your job and your existence, but everything that everybody's so-called have learned to do is worthless. What do you mean by that? You know how many people right now have the skills to do more than 20 different things right now, or even 10. Most people are paying somebody else to do something else for them because they don't know how to do it for themselves. Either because they never take the time to do it, learn to do it. They don't want to do it. They're lazy. They figure out how to just pay someone else to do it. But, skills are becoming less and less things for, how should I say, the average workplace right now. Think about we're trying to take coal miners out of Pennsylvania and give them tech jobs. What does a coal miner have any idea of doing anything else except for mining coal? Right. What I'm getting at is that most people don't have a diversified skills that how many people actually can hunt or even know how to fire a weapon or even load it properly, or even just how or even know where to go look for food, or even think about what to do. I mean, we're all, as a society, we're always procrastinating. We're always waiting until some kind of SHTF situation happens during our life, most of the time, for us even to take heed of something and even to act on it. So
I agree, Sean. So to kind of help answer my question from my side too, you don't have just one skill, right? So my selling skill has helped me be comfortable putting a YouTube channel together and sharing that with people. My selling skill has also helped me figure out how to get better deals on things, how to hunt for a bargain, how to ask questions and not be afraid to ask them. But I'm also an Eagle Scout. I've got, I think I had 4 palms. After my Eagle, I had a ton of merit badges. I went to a national jamboree.
You're good to go.
I was
You're good.
Order of the Arrow as well. And
Oh, really?
so
Oh, yeah,
the
you're good.
scouting thing, I know how to do all that. I know all the survival skills. I beat everybody in marksmanship. So when I tell my wife I'm a marksman, she laughs at me. But the first time I went pheasant hunting, there was no pheasant. The thing shot up about 3 feet from me, and I obliterated it. And
You blew it away.
I was fast. I'm a fast shot. So do not come to my house, you guys. You don't want to taste lead here. But you got to get other skills, right? So a skill, I've learned how to garden now. We did that during COVID. I also did that about a decade ago when I lived in Utah. I've raised chickens. I've had chickens for a couple of years. Here it's really hard to do it. I know how to make food storage now. I know how to store some of that. I've got skills around basic electronics on things that can come in handy. And I'm also understanding a ton about money. And so, one of the things I'm going to be able to do is when we get to the point where, as your Blue recommended, and I totally recommend this, you build your local community. I'm going to be in a position to be able to help people understand what real money is. And part of that's going to be able to help them know what's fake, what's real, what's silver, what's just, zinc or whatever. And then we're going to be able to talk about,
aluminum.
Some of them have more value than others, or why, for example, when you get into a real barter system, I don't think a silver round buffalo is going to go for the same price as a silver eagle. I think you're going to find that humans prefer certain things. Now, what could get funny, though, is you might see people start preferring maple leafs over silver eagles for some reason, and things like that. But I do think you'll see a higher premium for those type of coins, because I think people will levitate to them and say, hey, they're a little higher quality. I know they were worth more before.
Yeah.
I'm willing to trade a little bit more for those coins, and they may like them in a little better shape. People may prefer constitutional silver, or they may prefer an eagle. We don't know. It's like, why does a certain song take off, or why does some trendy thing take off, right? You just don't know what's going to happen. But Sean, we do have a couple ones, so maybe I can. I'm going to show this real quick.
Yeah, man, back it up.
And my wife's going to pull me away, but let's do this. I got to figure out how to get that camera going again real quick here. All right, here we go. All right. So what I'm going to do is this is going to be kind of fancy, but I'm going to put that to use.
Fancy.
So, oh shoot, that didn't work. Okay, guys, bear with me. That's the main one.
It's all good.
This one here, we're going to put into guest. All right. So this way, Sean can talk to you guys as I'm kind of making this. All right.
Hey, man, make the bags up. Bag it all up, man. We're gonna need as many. I guess you could always, show you different options, and depending on, you could always like make different meals and spice it up. You get a little teriyaki rice, and then some orange chicken, something over here, and it's all good.
All right, there's no monsters in this. That's good.
Very good. No moths and no little critters.
All right, so you guys, look, you can see in there. There's oatmeal, right? Okay. If you have a horse, this is going to be perfect for a horse as well.
Oh, a horse would love you, man.
A horse would love you for that, but you guys can do this for yourselves, for your family. All right, so we're going to do this. Sean, keep talking for a second. I need to get a flat iron.
Got you. No problem. Do what you got to do. What you got to do. But hey, everybody was here. I know a couple people popped in. I wanted to say hi to Steve Woods, my buddy. Hi, how you doing, my friend? Ronald Smith, Amy Harrell, how are you? Michael 517, Visible River Ranch.
West Texas stacker. He's from the west side of Texas, I'm assuming, because if he was from the east side, he'd be East Texas stacker, right? I guess so. We'll just roll with that. Let's see here. Ronald Smith, what's up, buddy? Big test unit. Remember from the other time. How you doing, buddy? I think you actually won the giveaway on Nick's, and then you graciously told Nick to give it back as for a giveaway for the little tubey things here. So that was cool of you to do that. Yeah, Surfer setting up some preparation bags you guys can use for when you get your food storage here. A couple of different options to have. I think the Mylar bags are really cool when you can seal them up because trust me, they definitely seal in the freshness and everything and the smell and not proud of it, but in many decades past, there was stuff that I used to buy out of those bags, and let's just say you couldn't smell stuff, so I knew they were keeping that stuff fresh. So yeah, good quality stuff.
All right, so I got to keep turning this.
Yeah, Randy's there.
All right, so
my guy Randy.
Get a Mylar bag, right, guys? Pretty simple, okay? What I do recommend doing first is, if you want, you can put the label on. You can also do it afterwards. But I get these blackout ones. You can see that it's shiny inside. It's Mylar.
Shiny, happy Mylar.
I get a big scooper, and you're just going to start putting this oatmeal in here, right?
Two scoops of flavor. Oh, you went 3. Let's go on more.
And because I'm trying to save costs on making these, I will fill these bags up pretty good. Now, you can cut these Mylar bags, okay, and you can reuse them. So if you fill it up, you can cut it, pull some out, and you can reseal it. So you can do that.
Yeah, it's the beauty of the plastic. Yeah, man. Bagging it up.
Get the air out of it. Now, you can vacuum seal as well, but if you're going to vacuum seal, you are vacuum sealing into plastic. You're not vacuum sealing into Mylar. So just know that's going to be a little bit different. I don't know what the shelf life's going to be for those. And you're going to have to figure that out. So what I do is I get it to this point where I've got room in here to close it off and seal it. And I'm going to get an oxygen absorber.
Craig, you're a dude. Appreciate that. Brett says nice legs, by the way.
AT coin rings for the super chat.
Nice. Little super chatty. JT coins. Little JT money coin. Who that?
All right, so this one comes with these oxygen absorbers. Now the trick here is I'm going to put, with this I'm going to put 2 of them in there, and they're going to start going bad pretty fast, so I actually have to make a couple bags at a time. So because these come in kit in groups, that's kind of going to be my my standard there. So I'm going to put 2 of these in. You guys can see that okay? I'm just going to put them inside. So you see it, nothing tricky there. And then I'm going to take the air out of it. I'm going to pull it over like this. And I am going to grab this flat iron that I put on medium heat. And hopefully you guys can see this. I'm just barely going to press it. And it's going to start sealing it. And you don't want to hold it there too long or it's going to mess up your wife's flat iron and then she's going to make you buy a new one.
No, she'll be mad at you if her hair's out right in the morning. You're not going to ever hear any getting sleep at all the next couple of weeks. You're going to hear about Thanksgiving. My hair looks horrible on Thanksgiving. I worked so hard for this food, and you ruined my flat iron, and nothing was open. Couldn't buy it anymore. Amazon didn't ship in time. The drone didn't show up.
Then you're going to be spending Black Friday at Walmart getting a new one instead of...
yeah, you're going to be there beating people down just for a flat iron instead of a flat screen TV.
So this is sealed. This is now sealed. Those oxygen absorbers are going to start to take some of the air out, and they'll turn it into, it'll basically go hard. But they're also going to take the oxygen out of it so that this will last.
Which is important.
You can put up to 3 of those in there if you want. It depends on how big they are. But there's one down. We're getting behind the scenes here. Yeah. All right. My wife's not.
Buddy.
Thinks this is hilarious. She's just glad she's.
Oh, she's probably grinning from ear to ear, like, what is my husband doing? Oh my God, I can't believe what he's doing. But you love him to death, and trust me, he'll save you when it's all said and done.
You want to come say hi? You don't want to come say hi?
She's shy. It's all right. It's all right. In time, she'll say hi. We'll say hi to her though. Hi, Miss Surfer, or whatever for your last. I don't even want to. Anyway, keep bagging. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to chat and keep things going. Being silly.
All right. So what do you guys think? Ooh, I almost dropped that. What do you guys think so far?
Don't drop the bag.
Is this hard? I don't think this is very hard. It doesn't take a lot.
Nah, it seems pretty easy to me. Just takes the, like you said, the mindset, the commitment just to do it. It's not that hard. All that stuff can be easily purchased, and it just takes the mindset that says, yeah, I can do this, and it doesn't seem hard to me as long as you have a capable arms to pour stuff in and seal stuff, and you know, they'll come in handy. Trust me. Like I said, it's better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. It's just another form of insurance.
So I'm going to do 3 more bags after this, and then we'll call it a night here. But if we can get up to 50,
doing great, man.
If we can get up to 50 of those likes, I got a special giveaway for you guys.
All right, guys, this is the call to arms, and all you guys to send your friends the hootie hoo or whatever you need to blast a message out to. Hey, we need some likes here because hey, if he gets to 50 likes, a giveaway from Surfer is always pretty cool. So I know that you'll love having that. So, you know, with 23 people here, everybody has at least right now a 5.2% chance of winning this thing. So, you know, I'm sorry, I'm probably it's about 4.5% chance of winning. So, you know,
bag number 2 down.
That was easy. Less than like a minute, about a minute of the bag.
And then if you feel old like me, you can also get you can get a chair and sit down on this thing. But
or get the kids to help out, you know, that too.
The other thing I'll do eventually is
get your family involved. It's a family
affair. Get to it easier. So I'm just going to do this for a second. You guys can. I'm going to save my back. I don't know about you guys. I'm not getting any younger.
Yeah, don't do. I threw my back out basically, and my hamstring, and glutes, and piriformis, and every muscle known to man that they have names for, from all the gardening I've been doing the last 2 weeks, getting those flower bulbs in the ground for the springtime. And thank God this is the last pack I got to do, just because I have 2 extra little small pots of soil I left over, and I hate to throw stuff away. So I was like, yeah, I'll just buy one more small pack from the store and make it 65. Yeah, save your back, man.
So we're going to do this. I know you can't see my head.
But apparently, what they saw your legs, and I think Mr. Bret Hart was saying you had some nice legs. So I can't see it.
I got some nice legs. I have the biggest calves around. They're massive.
And all that walking on the beach you be doing.
I got some really hairy legs. I don't know where that's coming from.
No, I probably got you beat. I make Bigfoot look like a Olympic swimmer. Trust me. Bad.
All right, so this really isn't that hard, and you can squeeze most of this air out pretty good, guys, on your own. I don't think you need to make the expense of getting a vacuum seal bag, in my opinion. I would just get
it's more for peace of mind. Yankee Stacking's in the house, buddy. Mr. Yankee.
How are you doing?
What's up, buddy? How are you? Glad you made it here.
Does Yankee do any food storage? Is that part of his stacking?
Oh, I'm sure he does. I guarantee you he does. That man's no fool. That man knows what's going on.
All right, there's number 3.
It can be done. It's easy. It can be done. It's all about like I'll even quote Yankee on this. He brought up the video mindset. It might have been like, I don't know. Yankee, help me out. Was it a year and a half ago or 2 years ago? You made a video about mindset. Changed me completely, man. I watched that whole video and was like, you know what? He's absolutely right. It all comes down to mindset. Everything that you're doing in life, or how you stack, or what your plans are, it's all mindset, man. So Yankee, thank you for that. I appreciate you making that video, and mindset being the main thing. And I think if I can encourage you, or because since you're the big honcho, everyone listens to you, buddy. Make another mindset video, or bringing a now I don't know, now mindset and then mindset, or I don't know. Just I think mindset needs to be a bigger word set more and more in the community, because it's really what it's all about. It's I mean, think about all of us here right now. You're spending your nights with us instead of staring your face in some YouTube video or watching some stupid show on TV on Netflix that's going to do nothing for you. Or how many people that do or do not stack gold and silver, or any of this food or any of this preparation stuff. I mean, we're one of like
if I push it
2% of people that do this
more, I'll
stuff.
push even more air out. If you really are worried about that, I'm not that worried about it, guys.
It'll be all right.
It's not
air hurting the body.
Out. It's oxygen you're trying to get out. That's what's going to oxidize the food. But here's the key. The key is learn a new skill. This is a new skill that you can figure out. Even if we have an SHTF situation, you may need to figure out how to store food, right? You can grow it, but can you keep it lasting through the winter? So how many of you guys know how to can? That's pretty much a dying, lost art, but it's one that can be very, very valuable.
Absolutely.
And, and I don't know about you guys, but so much focus has gone on STEM jobs. I'm noticing that it's getting hard to find a plumber and to find other people of trade. So, to Sean's point, I'm a professional sales guy, and I'm only doing that because it kind of fell in my lap. I mean, my background is artificial intelligence and marketing, advertising. I've got 2 degrees in advertising, and I've also worked for the world's largest ad agency in New York, and I made commercials that were aired in the Midwest, which was pretty cool. So I have had my commercials on TV. But, the sales thing ended up going that direction. That's not my specialty. It's the software I sell that I know that I can be a subject matter expert on how it works and why you would need it for your business and how to set it up. Is my expertise.
Knowing your product is key.
But anything you do well at it, and learn a new skill. I'd say at least one new skill a year at the very shortest, and you might even be able to pick one up a month. Read books. I didn't figure out how to do this until I watched a handful of videos on YouTube on how to put this together, and then a couple websites on it too. I've just been buying these buckets, and these buckets are not cheap. They get expensive.
Oh yeah, it adds up.
All right, so this is the last one I'm going to make. I'll come and talk to you here, guys, in just a second.
You're good, man. You're bagging away. I'm pretty sure they're all enjoying watching the bags get filled and watching the progress and just thinking to themselves, you know what, I can do this too. The difference is doing it. It's my buddy's channel is all about, and does the disc golf with me and stuff. He created a channel about, doing things instead of just not doing. A lot of people talk about what they want to do, and just the idea of like the bucket list is things to be done, right? And we were always talking about we want to do business bucket list. It's like just do it, man. Like just what's holding you back? If money's holding you back or something else, I get it stuff. But if you're just in your head and you're wanting to do things and you're just questioning stuff, we all have fear of failure, but you won't know until you try. And if you have to fail your way to the top, and fail your way to the top, man, it's just, it's not hard. This stuff's not hard. It's not rocket scientist, or you don't have to be a rocket scientist to do any of this stuff. It just takes like, a willing heart and a mindset that says, I'm willing to learn. I'm comfortable with not knowing it at all. I don't need to know it all. I would like to know enough to, if you feel that I want to be prepared for a certain situation, no matter what it is, and take the time to learn what you want to learn. It's not difficult.
I totally agree. And so what I'll show you guys here, if I can kind of move the camera this way. So there's 5 bags there. We did that in maybe 12 minutes?
Maybe. And mostly
It
because
doesn't.
you were talking to me and distracted, so
Yeah, it
you
doesn't
probably
take a lot of time. So
it was probably a bag a minute, probably honestly, if you you know did it all right, I guess
so that like that bag of rice, they're around 18 to 24 bucks or so at Costco. Okay, they're going to be more expensive here than probably where you guys live. The Mylar bags, I don't think those were super expensive. Maybe they were $30 or $40, and it comes with 75 of them. You saw me do 5. There's a ton of bags in there. You can buy a few more oxygen absorbers if you want to. And then, oh, the bucket of rice is behind the bag there. That bucket of rice is quite a bit expensive, so I can make twice as much food doing it on my own versus doing the bucket of rice. So if you have money to buy a little extra food, and you're just getting started, buy an extra can of beans, buy an extra bag of rice each time you go to the grocery store. And I'm not talking it has to be 25 pounds, right? It can be the little 12-ounce bags or
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
Just get some extra food and circulate it and have a little extra. Most situations short of like a catastrophe happening get resolved in 3 days to a week. I think was it Hurricane Katrina that was really messed up for like 2 weeks. Things were really bad, if I remember right.
That was on purpose, but we won't go into that. Go ahead.
So we won't go there, but that took longer for people to deal with. So I recommend getting to the point where you have enough calories for 2 weeks for every member of your family, and then from there starting to build up a little bit more. I wouldn't make it a big public thing. I would put it in places that are just not easy for people to walk into. Same with your silver and your gold. And I think silver is a great bartering tool. I think gold's a good way to store your wealth. And at the end of the day, we can only do so much. So it's going to come down to community. I don't care. I mean, if something really tragic happens, I don't see myself staying in my house for a year and never leaving my property boundaries. I don't even know if I can survive that long. So I'm going to need to talk to my neighbors and get to know them even better than I do today. Find out if any of them are preppers. Find out if any of them have skills, like are you a mechanic or is someone a plumber? And then I also want to find out who I don't trust and who I do trust. And then when things do go down, you're going to build a community. And without a community and without doing some kind of barter or trade, I don't think people are going to last very long in the neighborhood. So I think you're going to have to do that fair amount of stuff. But Yankee, hey, I wanted to thank him for coming in here. We're at 42 likes. We're going to go
8 more.
5. We're going to go 5 more minutes.
It.
If we can get 8, I'll do a giveaway. If not, I'm going to save the giveaway for our next live stream.
All right, guys. T-minus 5 minutes to get on the horn, and yeah, the bricks are coming. The bricks are coming. Paul, review everybody and tell everybody to get the likes in. Let's go.
So here's here's an interesting thing too that just came in. So Azure Blue said that he was in Russia a few years ago, and everybody he met canned, and they all had hundreds of canned goods and made by themselves. I remember growing up and seeing a lot of people can. I've got a lot of the glass jars, and my wife knows how to do it, but we don't really do it because we're not really growing our own food, and it's just too convenient to go to the grocery store. But first learn the skill, practice it, and then have fun with it. If you've got kids still, teach them how to do this. Most of the kids that are graduating from high school right now have no clue how to do anything.
Clueless idiots that blame the parents. Sorry.
Mylar Bags, Azure Blue, and Oxygen comes off Amazon. I will put links in this video, and then I will have a video that goes into more detail on how to do this with some of the different foods. I filmed it about a year and a half ago. It was going to be the first video I did, and then I decided to go more into coins instead of just prepping for my channel. And now I feel like it's been around long enough, plus I feel like there's more of a need for food that I just can't wait any longer to start sharing some of this information, having this conversation. But I'll put some links in there for you guys. I will probably set up an Amazon affiliate in the next week. So when I do have affiliates set up, I will let you know that they are affiliates. The benefit of an affiliate is it doesn't cost you any money. But by clicking the link, it does give some money back to the channel, which helps me get better camera equipment, It helps me get better guests. I'm just kidding. Sean, you're a good guest. But it'll help me be able to do more things that we want to do, and produce better content and reach more people in time. So as those get set up, we'll have the affiliate links as well for that stuff. All right, let me see if we had any other quick questions here to kind of close this down here. Surf, I'll trade Hershey bars all day. I do have Hershey bars, guys. We're going to go back down to the beach and do that again soon.
That was cool. You did that, by the way.
So we're going to do more of that. The problem is finding someone that'll come film me. So that's another thing. Down the road, I'm hoping to have someone that can help me film on a regular basis too, so we can make everything a little bit more interesting.
You got a spare bedroom? I'll fly in. If your wife's cool, I'll fly in for California for a week and hang out. I got nothing better to do. So just up to you.
Yeah, we'll talk offline on that. We got to definitely talk about that one, because I think that's going to definitely be good. And okay, JT, I think had to take off, but thanks for stopping by. Ellie, welcome to the chat. I don't know if you've been in here long or not, but Nick is usually the one that sees the whole chat and is reading the chat.
Seymour Rivers is here and Cosmic Creations. What's up, everybody? Check
awesome.
Stacker, how you doing?
Got coins, welcome, yes. So last thing I'll tell you guys. I did bring some coins to show you guys real quick because I know everybody wants to see stuff.
Show and tell.
By the way, one of the giveaways that I was going to do, but I think I'll wait, is in and out hats for any of you guys that don't live anywhere near them. Do you guys know what these are? So all the employees wear these things. They fold out. You wear it on your head. Anyway.
The old 1950s diner little driving dad.
Yeah, so we might do that as a giveaway.
Yeah.
These are a couple things that I'm putting up on eBay this week. So this is a silver round from Appmax.
Okay.
Snowman.
That's the snowman. Yeah,
it's just in a case. It's just in a case you can take out. You can take off, or it can turn into an ornament. This is another one that's going up. It's the first coin series. So this is going to be a fun one. And if any of you guys have interest in this stuff, just send me an email, stackingsurfer@gmail.com. I'll give you guys great prices on stuff. Right now, I'm just trying to move some of my inventory and get ready for Black Friday. So, and I'm needing to buy a little bit more weight. By the way, I'm keeping a set of these for myself. I think these are going to be fun, and I think these will go up in value over time. But that's the first one. That's Steamboat Willie. And then I do have a Cinderella. So, and I might have two of those left. And then the other thing, I'm not really collecting as much anymore. I started off doing this, but these are America the Beautiful quarters. So these are pretty cool.
Those are cool. The 5 ounce, these are really cool pieces, man.
Yep. So these are 5 ounces of silver, really fun. This one is the Grand Canyon. And this one is Shawnee.
Yeah, that was probably, in my opinion, one of the core things the Mint Series did. That they did this 5 ounce like state.
I do. I think these were good. Now, I'm keeping the burnished ones. The burnished ones that came with the COAs, I'm keeping. So I do have like Utah Arches. This is I think this is North Carolina or South maybe. No, North Carolina.
Can you explain something to me? Because I'm going to be honest with this, and I don't know what exactly determines a coin to be burnished. Someone help? Do you know that, or do you know? Can someone help me out?
I don't know the definition. I know with the America the Beautiful, they are not. They're like matte finished. So I don't know if it means they only have one strike to them, or if it's a different process they go through.
Okay.
I believe you get tinier the more you strike.
Proof and stuff like that, and toned and antique. So when they said burnished, I'm like, wait, what is? They burn the coin? Like, I don't understand what's going on here.
So Ellie asked, can one of my kids help film? If you can help me talk to my kids to get them to film, they are very capable. My babies are 17. They could totally do it. They actually run away when they see me filming. They're embarrassed. So, it's one of those things where the prophet that basically gets shoot out of his own
house. Has no honor in his home. Yeah, the prophet has no honor in his home, like it says in the Bible. It's all right.
I wish I wish they would turn it into a family thing. If they were younger, they may do that. They will be hanging out with their friends at the beach when I'm walking down there, and I will come by and razz them up a little bit, which is kind of fun with my
There you go. You
selfie stick.
should. Yeah.
But I have to tell you guys, I thought I would be very nervous about doing this. I thought I would be embarrassed. I actually enjoy watching my videos, which is kind of funny. I always heard like Hollywood people never watch their own movies. Was something I'd heard.
It's yeah, like it sometimes even go back when I watched I'm guilty, I'll watch myself sometimes just for editing purposes or just try to catch myself and I like, oh, maybe I shouldn't, do this or I got a little wild there. Maybe I just need to calm down or just whatever. We sometimes we just
But
ourselves anyway.
I don't
It's
cringe
the feeling of kind of
when I
like you
watch it.
feel like cringy where it's like you feel like, oh, maybe I could have done better there, or you feel like maybe you weren't at your best, or I get it, but I think all your videos are fine. And like I said, the 4 words, never perfect, always awesome. As long as it's awesome, it doesn't have to be perfect. And there's only one perfect person, and that wasn't us, and never will be us. But as long as you just keep doing what you're doing, buddy, you're doing great content. I think you're doing something different here than most people are doing. The fact that you're willing to take a leap out and from what you have, where you've been and what you've done and your background and stuff says a lot. And that like
Thank
you're
you.
like me, like you're not worried about the ridicule. Because at the end of the day, ridicule is not going to affect us whatsoever. It may or may not give us a feeling of negativity once in a while, but you just ride past that stuff and whatnot. And you got people like me here in the community that'll build you up when things are whatever hectic and stuff, and be people that'll be there for you when life happens. Like when your son gets in a car accident, you let people fill in for you here, or something happens, whatever. You need some money, still be alone for you somewhere. I think, like I said, God provides, and you keep that mindset going, and everybody keeps that mindset going and tries to be mindful of what they're doing and be good to their fellow neighbor and truly live by, treat others as you want treated yourself. The world will be a way better place. And we can't stop everything that's coming and stuff. And there are some things that come and that people who are not just stuck in their entertainments and their what's never happened before syndrome that I keep hearing. It's like, though it's like one of my best friend's father was, you know, former DOD spy and Vietnam War veteran and stuff, and always told me that, Sean, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that hit me like a ton of bricks when he first told me that. I didn't understand it at first. Like, wait, say that again? He said, Sean, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And he explained to me what that meant was if you just go in this life blind without even some kind of like, an idea of what you're doing or what your surroundings are, you're not going to come out on top. So,
That's true.
we gotta be mindful of what not only what we do, but we gotta be mindful of what the world's giving us so we can prepare. It's kind of like, it's like when you're playing poker with somebody, you may not know his cards, but if you pick up on his tells and every time you play against that guy and he has his tell, you know what to do. You may not know his
It is
cards, but
true.
you know kind of what the angle is coming your way, so that maybe not be able to prepare against it fully, but you have at least some sense of like understanding that this is not your world. You don't have control over it. Nothing's guaranteed you, and nothing's fair. Fair is a selfish response to how some people look at the world. Just you gotta look, like I said, be there for your family, prepare the best you can, and make great sales on Black Friday for all of us. Hopefully, I just noticed actually that you and I were actually wearing black. I don't know if that was like a ironic thing that happened for Black Friday.
It's kind of my
It just
outfit for the
happened.
channel is I just got a bunch of black shirts and for those of you that have a small business, the business bought all the shirts. So I just went out and bought
There
a
you
ton
go.
of shirts.
Free shirts.
It's free shirts, right? Well, it's
Well,
not
right
exactly
off.
free,
Yeah.
but let's call
It's
it a
not free. It's free for now.
30% discount.
Yeah.
But a couple things I just want to point out real quick too, Sean, for everybody. If you haven't hit the subscribe, please do that. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, do that. I am trying to get to that 2,000 sub. My goal is
Get
to
'em
hit
there.
2,000 before the end of the day on December 31st of this year, which
It'll
means I got to
happen.
get another 500 people in here pretty fast. But if we do that, I'm
It'll
going to have
happen.
a crazy, crazy epic God night. We're just going to have a lot of fun with it. So you just don't tell my wife because she's like, "What are you doing?" Giving our
It's a big Oprah Winfrey.
Look under your chair. You get a golf.
But I
You
do
get a
believe
golf.
what
You
goes
get a
around comes
golf.
around.
We all get golfs.
And I'm not overly worried about it, guys. I don't give out more than I can give out, and I want to give back to the community. And you know, as these channels build, my goal isn't to get to 1,000. My goal is to get to 1 million. I want 1 million subscribers, not because I want the fame and glory for it, but I want to reach more people. If you think about it, a lot of the videos that YouTubers put out, only 5% of the people that view them are subscribers. Sometimes it's like anywhere from 1 to 3%. So
Yeah.
if I can get to 1 million subscribers, I can reach tens of millions of people, right? Maybe even 100 million people. So the more we can reach, the more we can build a community, the more we can help. I would love to create things like networks across the country. I want to bring more of the stacking community together. I don't see us as in competition. I see us in competition with maybe Monday Night Football, right? We're in competition with other entertainment forms. But as far as the stacking community, we're also different. I don't think we're competing with each other. Now, some people do think they are, and they get on people for copying their stuff. I try to create pretty darn original stuff. So you're not going to probably see too many of those issues there. Michael mentioned, have I thought about teaming up with another prepper channel? I would love to. I know Economic Ninja. I've met him twice. And I also know Financial Prepper. And I am going to probably be talking to him soon. But their channels are quite a bit bigger. I don't know if I'll be able to get on there or not to do something with them soon, but I would like to.
I think you can.
Michael, if you know some other prepper channels that would like to do that, I'd love to connect with them, because a lot of them are still telling people to buy gold and silver, and they're just relying on like a link to like Appmax or to some other website to go get stuff done. They really just don't talk about it a whole lot, and I want to help people avoid making mistakes. So I did not make a mistake buying these. I like to buy these, but I learned more. After I bought these, I learned that the burnished ones come with a COA, they come with a box, and they're lower minted or lower mintage. So they have a little bit more kick to them, and I like the look of the burnish a little bit better. That's not to say these aren't good. But just about every one of those I've made some money on, which is great too. So if I can sell that and turn that into a different form of silver that I want to do, great. For you, you may be like, hey, I like that collection. I want more of those. I bought extras of these Disney ones so that I could sell them. So I've got, good pricing. I got a little bit above wholesale on those. And, some stuff I try to make some money on. Other things I just try to move. But yeah, Michael, if you've got some people, send me an email, stackingsurfer@gmail.com, and we'll go from there. Let's see what else we had. Oh, my store. I do have a store. You guys can go pick up hats and T-shirts, which would be really fun. I will tell you that if I run into you on the street and you're wearing a hat or a T-shirt or a hoodie that says Stackingsurfer on it, you are going to get hooked up. We're going to make a video real quick, and if I don't have it with me, you're going to get something awesome. I don't know what I will do. It's going to be something either silver or gold. But it'll be silver or gold. Probably the first person I see that does that, minus OC Stacker, because I know him well, and it doesn't qualify. But if I see that and it's someone I don't know well right now, and I see you wearing that stuff, I don't know. I may give you a 10th ounce of gold out of that one.
That'd be cool.
For the first person. After that, it'll probably go down to silver, but I think that'd be really fun. Let's see if we had anything else just as we're winding this down here.
You get Knox Stack shared your eBay store, so if you would, people can check.
Oh, there you go. You can go to eBay. You can go check it out too.
So thank you for that, Knox Stack.
And you'll see my prices on eBay should be lower than other people's prices. I do look to move stuff. I don't look to just sit on it forever. If you see something you like on there, send me an email. Tell me that you want to make an offer on it, and I'll get you guys. I'll try to get you as close to a 5% discount on whatever the eBay prices are that I can do. Maybe we'll create a code for you guys as well if you want more of that. But like I said, a lot of the stuff I'm selling on eBay is not weight. It's going to be more collectible, and it doesn't mean I'm just unloading and that you guys should never buy that stuff. I just bought way too much of it. Okay. And I need to get some better weight out of things. But I like to have both, and I like to have numismatic stuff too. But I wouldn't go buy like 50 Carson City, Morgan dollars that are
Yeah, don't do that.
MS64. I wouldn't do that.
Don't do that. Please don't do that. Please, whatever you all do, don't ever do that. I'll behave.
Okay, let's see what else we got here real quick.
Speaking of weight, I actually got some of these actually from SD actually. Can I from the open one here? If I can show them real quick actually. Hold on. Is this the one? I think this is it. Yep, this is it. Mask. Well, yeah, I'll get the glove real quick. I'll get the glove real quick, just in case. And people are like, oh my God, don't touch the silver coin. He touched the silver coin without the glove.
So, Nick,
oh my God.
We never got to making any of the food. We'll have to save that for another night. That was one of the things we wanted to do is make some of the food.
Oh, we couldn't cook it right there on the spot in your living room. I'm pretty sure you'd have a house fire and stuff. But as far as
no, you can. I mean, look, it takes boiling.
Separated and getting ready for the fire. It's pretty good.
It needs boiling water. You go boil some water on the stove real quick, and then you can try this stuff out. It's pretty good. So,
here we go.
I think it's awesome. Okay, what do you got for us?
So SD actually has these on sale right now. I was able to get these before the price of silver started moving in the last week or two. For any of those that wants them a little differently, actually, and they're pretty cool.
Oh, pull back just a little bit.
Good?
You got to pull back a little more. Further. Yeah, it's just not totally focusing, but it looks like, is it a Wolverine?
It's the saber-toothed tiger. Is it focusing? Focus!
Yeah, it's not focusing very well.
Meh.
It's been a
the queen, the last day of the queens. I'm sorry I don't have the greatest technology. It's all crap and stuff.
So I'm going to answer Nick's question here. She asked if someone takes a picture of them wearing a T-shirt, can they send it in for a 10th ounce of gold? The answer is going to be no. That has to be in person. But I will say the first 5 people that are wearing a Stackingsurfer T-shirt, if you guys go out and do that, I will send you guys a silver round. How's that? We'll have fun with that. So you just have to do it before the end of the year by December 31st. But we'll have fun with that. Take a picture. You got to take a picture. You can cut your head off, right? But it's got to be a different picture. I got to be able to see the background and make sure that you guys aren't passing the picture around. I know how people get.
Yeah, it's not somebody just using like Google,
no Photoshop
or whatever thing to like Photoshop the face in. And it's like, hey, here's me at the beach and stuff, and like that ain't you. Like I don't know, it's not you because like you don't.
Yeah,
it's not you, bro. It's not you.
Well, we're gonna have fun with it. Someone asked me if I have a ton of surfing trophies. You guys, I wish I did. I started surfing about 7 years ago when I moved to California. I grew up here. My parents never took me to the beach. I didn't even really go to the beach until I was in junior high. So I do love surfing. It is fun. I am not a pro, though. If I were a pro, you'd see a lot more of surfing videos. In the future, I do hope to do some surfing videos. I do hope to take you guys on a little surfing safari where I'm actually with GoPro cameras talking about, while I'm surfing, talking about silver and gold stacking would be really fun. I did make a video a year and a half ago doing that, and my GoPro fell off my surfboard, and it is in the bottom of the boat. So maybe someday we'll get that footage. I was talking about the stock market and the things you need to worry about. It was back in 2021. Anyway, lost the whole flipping thing. But
oh man.
That's what I'll tell you guys. That'll be a fun thing till the end of the year. As far as you wearing a T-shirt or a hat from Stackingsurfer, take a picture at your favorite place. I guess what I'll say is you have to put it on Instagram. Throw it on Instagram. Tag me in it so you do a social media post with it. And then send me an email so that I make sure I see it. And then I'll send out a silver round to you guys. If you run into me in person, we'll do a 10th ounce of gold because that would just make a fun video. And I've got a special one that we would do for that. You guys would really enjoy that. And that's until the end of the year that we can do that. Okay, let's see here if there's anything else. All right. OC Stacker sent me the picture. He jumped on after I told him he's exempt.
He
he was before the word go. Yeah, he put his
Yeah.
bid before the word go.
He's a good guy. He's actually got. I handed him a Drew Brophy silver surfboard. So you guys are nice to
That's
surfer.
cool.
You might get a free surfboard out of it.
Hey, that's pretty awesome.
So
That's
we
just
will
one
we will
one
do
of the
we will do a
greatest.
video of me surfing someday. I don't know when we're gonna have time to do that. Right now, I will get in the water a few more times before the end of the year. During the breaks that we have, once we hit December 31st, I'm done in the ocean. It gets too cold, and then I'm probably not back into it really until June. Once it gets below 55 degrees, surfer's dead. I can't do that very well. Even with my booties on and my gloves, I'm still just freezing cold.
Oh, it'll lock you up real quick.
My wife's going to be so pissed, bro. I don't know why. You'll have to tell me why you think she's going to be so mad. I got a good wife. I've actually known my wife since we were 16. We were each other's, like, I was her first date.
High school sweethearts, man. You're like the American dream story.
So we've known each other for a ton. Okay, let's see. Last couple questions here. Azure Blue, mining stocks are built to lose money for those that buy them. I kind of felt like that. I sold all my mining stocks.
Management.
The management team probably does make the money, guys.
That's an exchange. Yeah.
Here's the deal. I do own some cryptos. Okay, I don't own very much of it. It's a very, very small percentage of my portfolio, less than like 0.5%. I've got some friends. I was into doing that before I even really got into buying gold and silver. I think Bitcoin's going to go up. I think it's going to make people a bunch of money. I think it's also going to probably go down to zero or a very low number at some point too. I think BlackRock is playing games, and I think the whole thing's set up to take out people's wealth.
Oh yeah,
if I'm being honest.
Oh yeah.
But it had some great promises. But when you don't know who created it, and they hold a massive wallet, and you've got people like BlackRock getting involved when 4 years ago they said they'd never touch it and it was garbage.
Yeah,
Something
something
I don't trust. So will I play it a little bit? Maybe every once in a while I'll have a little bit. But for me, I really don't touch it too much. And I kind of see the mining stocks in that same place as the crypto. I know a lot of our friends get sponsorship paid by the mining stocks to go and put a video together with it. I would have to have a pretty good conversation with that mining stock company before I took the money to do that video. I can't say I'll never do one, but I would definitely have to talk to him about putting some heavy disclaimers on that when I'm doing it. Anyway, I hope to not have to deal with that kind of stuff. I also don't want to necessarily be tied to one online bullion dealer. I want to be able to help you guys find the right deals out there.
Yeah, one thing that I
So
people like.
I will probably be more affiliate link than hard sponsors, unless it's something that can bridge across multiple things, or it's a sponsorship for, say, a video. I may do that from time to time, but I would definitely have some pretty heavy disclaimers in there for you guys. So if you look at the Appmax video today, nothing's getting paid to me. I think there's some things that people overlook because they just hear Appmax and they close off. There are ways to make money off that. Crypto was great until the government decided to get involved. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, Bitcoin is not the libertarian tool that it's set out to be to begin with. You have to do KYC, okay? And I know all this stuff because my company sells this stuff, and we do this stuff. So KYC makes it so that you have to show your license in order to trade any kind of volume and to take money out of an exchange. And so now they know who you are. They know what wallets you have. They can trace the money because it's a public ledger back and forth to everything. The U.S. government is now the largest holder of Bitcoin because they've seized it. I thought you couldn't take it. So there's a lot of things that I would be very careful with that. I definitely would not get into crypto unless you know what you're doing. You're much better off having precious metals. However, I do believe that cryptos will still go up and down and make people money. And one of the things I would love to help people do is a lot of the people that are into Bitcoin would be friends of ours, except that they tend to be younger and they tend to think that they've bought into the whole idea that gold and silver is a stupid rock that no one's ever going to use again and it's never going to get, there's no value in it. I would love to help more and more people that make money off crypto realize that they can turn a percentage of that take 20, 30% of your profits, 50% of your profits, buy precious metals with it.
Yeah.
So over time, I am
They-
hoping to bring some crypto people on to do videos. That's not going to be for you guys to try to convince you that you need to be doing crypto. It's going to be a video where we're talking about crypto, and I'm helping them understand the importance of taking some profits off the table and turning them into gold and silver.
and securing them.
Yeah, I'll tell you, for crypto for you guys, it's going to be like the mining stocks. You're betting on something that's maybe a little bit safer than Vegas, but I don't know, maybe not. So just be careful with that stuff.
And real quick about the crypto, just because you mentioned, and it won't take too much longer because I only have like 14, actually, well now 13% battery life, and it was 10.
Oh yeah, I'm almost dead too. So we got 2 minutes left,
Yeah.
guys, and we're gonna shut it down.
Right, I'll make this real fast. I'll make this 30 seconds real quick. So I don't know if you all heard or not, but the America just came out today and talked about government and crypto. They just completed their 3-year investigation on Binance, and they had basically found the owner, Xing Chang or whatever his name is, whatever I call him, PF Chang, whatever his name is now is guilty of basically of, like, they won't tell you exactly, but they're guilty basically of money laundering and all kinds of crazy stuff, and they're now about to pay the world's largest ever corporate fine of $4.3 billion. The guy himself is also facing felony charges and stuff. So the largest crypto exchange just got smashed by the federal government, is basically saying you guys are involved in money laundering to bad actors in Iran. And they said that 1 year alone, you guys sent $900 million from United States accounts to over Iran. Like, this is not good. So the crypto market's about to get a big, in my opinion, kick in the ass real quick, as far as like they're going to start seizing accounts. They're going to start grabbing money. People are going to start realizing, like you said, that, oh my God, it can now be controlled, tracked, traced, grabbed from you, whatever. And it's a wide, it was always the Wild West gambling. It was basically the stock market on steroids. It was the penny stocks on methamphetamine. That's all it was. So,
well, so
if
Sean,
you want to gamble, cool. But gold and silver is the way to secure your money. That's
yeah. Now to clarify too, I'll tell you guys, I have a little bit of crypto and I have some Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not crypto. They're two different things. They're technically crypto from using cryptography, and that they have a blockchain, okay? But Bitcoin is not, we don't know who created it. That's also a concern for me, but it's also a reason that, as of right now, whoever created it hasn't touched it in years. So they may be dead, it may be an organization, we don't know. The fact is all the other cryptos have a creator that's around that has the ability to manipulate them. They can be changed. So everything outside of Bitcoin, use at your own risk. Could XRP be used to do CBDCs? It could. So do you want to make money off the CBDC thing, even though you don't believe in it? That's what that is. A lot of the other cryptos will probably die. Bitcoin will probably stay around for a very long time. My issue with Bitcoin is it's less libertarian and less protected than it was originally. I also didn't get into it super early. I mean, I had a chance to get into it at $800 a coin. But I couldn't figure out how to do it back then. I had a person that was missing
no idea.
most of their teeth on an Uber ride that dropped me off at my house, telling me about it, and I looked into it, but they didn't seem super credible. I know I shouldn't judge people by their teeth, but
I get it.
Do you take your financial advice from the taxi cab driver or from the guy? You just don't do that very often. But if I could have figured it out, would I've held it this long too? I did have a couple coins when it was down at 3,000, and I sold them, made some money off of it, and then things skyrocket, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to buy it. It could be at the top again. So I'm not your expert on Bitcoin. I'm not going to tell you it's evil never to have it, but I do know most of the people that are in the stacking community on gold and silver are not fans of crypto. So the one thing I would not try to do with my channel is to convince you guys that you should buy it. But what I will say is I am hoping to bring some guys onto my channel that would be able to talk about it, to educate you guys. That's one. But I'm also hoping to go on their channels to help educate people about gold and silver as an option too, to create some more secure storage of wealth outside of the gains that they make. But I know people that have made crazy amounts, millions and millions of dollars doing the Bitcoin thing. So I can't say that you can't make money from it, but I can tell you that If you are going to get into Bitcoin, you need to understand it. You need to understand the difference between an exchange, a cold wallet, and a hot wallet, and also cold storage on a device. As far as I know, no one can steal it when it's on a device, and you know, there are ways to do peer-to-peer. There's ways to then take it off an exchange and convert it. So for the most part, unless something drastically changes, you shouldn't be worried that they're going to just confiscate it. But the bigger worry is losing your seed phrase or sending it to the wrong address. Those are things you got to be aware of. But Azure Blue has a fair amount of Bitcoin, it looks like. And those are the kind of things that if you've been doing it for a while, you understand it better. So Azure Blue, if you're ever interested in doing a live chat on that, I'd talk to you about that.
That'd be cool.
And I got a couple other crypto friends that have made a lot of money and others that are just getting started in it. So those are some of the things I definitely want to bring up. And it'll be like Appmax, you know. I'm going to get a lot of thumbs down on some of those videos because a lot of people just don't buy into it.
It's all good.
Anyway, hey
yep,
man,
we got to call it a day. All right, guys, thank you for coming. Sean, thank you. Nick,
thank you for having me.
Hope everybody feels better.
It. Yes,
you guys.
Thanks everybody for showing up. Love you guys. You all been awesome.
Yep. Bye-bye.
See you, buddy.